What?
And I'm going to give you one opportunity because we're friends.
Winner!
Who gives a shit about where the ball's been?
Yeah, F him. They went from loving this guy, best move ever, to hating him.
I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
I love it because it tells you how the game was played.
There's nowhere for him to go. Literally, I think there's one place.
You can't do that in the national team. Do I look like I'm freaking kidding?
He does things that are absolutely insane.
Successful and sexy? No. It wasn't aggravating at times? Yes.
Sorry,
That's not very fair.
It's not about being fair.
Welcome to the greatest soccer show ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the weekly recap from We Are Soccer. I am your lovely host, Craig Hearn. I'm joined by Nate Janulis and Brooks Lambier. We are without Mr. Danny Price. Lots to talk about, as usual. EFL Cup final today. Liverpool versus Chelsea at Wembley. Did you watch it? I hope you watched it. It was our game of the week. We're talking about it. We're chatting about it. We're talking about a lot of other things. We're talking about Aston Villa getting a big win. We're talking about Arsenal getting a big win again. We are talking about Man City getting a win. Man United not winning. We'll talk about the performance. I've heard from some Man United fans that they're not happy. We'll discuss there. A lot of other games going on. Lots and lots of different things. Harry Kane saves the day for Bayern Munich. Oh, and Thomas Tuchel is out at Bayern Munich as well. Where is he rumored to be going? Who is rumored to be coming in to replace him? Lots to get to. Oh, and by the way, MLS kicked off this past week. Lionel Messi lined up on Wednesday. Got a nice little win there. They're currently playing, if I'm not mistaken, right now as we go live here. They're also going live out in, where are they at? LA, Brooks? Is that where they're at?
LA Galaxy.
LA Galaxy tonight. Lionel Messi, Suarez out in LA Galaxy playing. Don't tune in to watch them. Stay with us. Do me a huge favor. If you are watching us, put a comment in there. Give us a like, give us a subscription, give us a share, no matter what platform you are on. Big thank you to our sponsors. Big thank you to Soccer World. SoccerWorld.net is where you can find all the soccer gear needs. Next Level Training, Aaron, Dylan, Renato, Scotty Wright, and the boys of Next Level Training. Whew, they have been training some ballers in the last couple of months. Check out their socials for more images and videos there. Big thank you to the Michigan Jags. My kids played Jags soccer this weekend. So did Nate's. Big victories coming away for the Jags. Michigan Jags for all skill levels and all ages. Check them out, MichiganJaguarsFC.com. And a big thank you to Thomas McGee's, where you can get to watch all the soccer games from around the world. They've got so many TVs. They got every single game on those TVs. If there's a soccer game being played in the world and it's streamed, they got it. Thomas McGee's in downtown Detroit, across from Eastern Market. All right, as you heard me say, not just me here. We've got our lovely friend Nate wearing his FC Cincinnati gear. How are you, buddy?
Hey.
Hi,
Why
Nate.
were you so breathy in the beginning?
I don't know.
Like, it's soccer.
Just talking. I'm out of shape, my
Is
friend.
that a new mic?
No, it's the same mic.
Is that a new shirt?
No, I mean
Is that a new hat?
Yeah, the new
You
hat.
lose some weight?
Yes.
Is that a new headset?
Yes.
Just trying to compliment
Yeah,
you
thanks.
before we talk about United and
Oh.
the woes and the pain and the misery. Stuttgart tied.
Yeah, hey, man.
Hey, Leverkusen hasn't lost still.
32 straight, 33 straight, is it?
New
34?
record. Xavi's over there is like calling up Munich's board going, hey, what's this record thing? Did I break something? Is everything all right? Is
What's
it broken?
going on there? Yeah,
What's
yeah.
going on? Is this what high score? What does this mean? Is it broken? Machine still working?
Machine's still working.
I don't even know. My FCC played 2 games in the matter of like 4 days, 3 days, and 1-1 and 0-0 sleep fest for the other one.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you know how it goes.
Yeah, I know.
The world of soccer, though, just won't stop, can't stop, won't stop, and can't stop till you
Just
get it.
keeps going on, doesn't it?
And yeah, Brooks, I noticed you have a shirt that with your own name on it.
I do.
And then he grabs the mic.
Explain.
I don't know.
Explain.
All I know is I'm envious that I don't have a shirt with my own name on it.
Maybe we should make shirts for everyone.
No, because you didn't make that, so you can't like.
Yeah, where is that like a gas station shirt you picked up that had your name on it?
No,
Actually,
my friend actually got it for me. It's the Brooks Running Company, but like I guess they make shirts actually.
It's not lacrosse.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yep.
It's got milk and cereal on the back actually.
Milk and cereal. Like, did you spill milk and cereal?
No, here, right here.
He does have a bowl and a carton of milk. Yeah.
Sweet sassy molasses.
See?
You know what? He's probably going to get that as a tattoo when he's older, when he's eligible for age-wise for a tattoo. All right. Well, no, go ahead.
Do you want to chime how we went to the bar the other weekend, last show, and you got what? Corona? You're the
Corona
Craig
Lime, yeah. Corona Lime.
the
is
Craig
what I got.
Hearn
Craig
original.
special, yeah.
Corona Lime. I got my typical Tito's and soda because
Yeah.
I gotta watch the calories, but I want to have fun. And Brooks got a water with ice.
Water with ice.
Water with
You know what? We did have to tell the waitress to hold the ice, though.
Yeah.
He's got
Yeah.
sensitive
Got a little,
teeth.
got a little
Yeah.
heavy for this.
Yeah, sensitive teeth. So hold the ice on that one, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have, in that chicken wrap, I should have got the crispy instead of the grilled. I do regret that.
Is that something you're regretting a week later that you didn't
Yes.
get the crispy instead of the grilled?
Yes.
Interesting.
It's much better with crispy, chicken than grilled chicken.
All right. Well, you
Yeah.
know, we all have regrets in life.
Yes.
That's Brooks. As you guys noticed, we are not
Mine's
with
not-
Danny tonight. Danny is not here. Unfortunately, he has some family issues he's taking care of. Danny, we're thinking about you, buddy. We need you back. We need you talking. We need some. Nate needs someone to hug when
Yeah.
United lose like they did this weekend. You guys can
Let's-
lean on each other.
Listen, let's just admit why we need Danny here. The real reason. Okay? Our woman
He's got a cool English accent,
number one, that
That
brings
too.
credibility.
and Craig doesn't have one, unfortunately.
Not anymore.
Craig's
That's
fake
long gone.
English.
But
the
your
real-
dad, but Papa Hearn does.
Oh yeah, my parents have very thick accents.
Yes.
Yeah.
The real reason we need Danny back here pronto is our woman's demographic has just
Oh yeah.
because we got nothing to offer between the three of us. We have no eye candy, nothing to watch. They're not turning in. But when Danny's up, whoop, that thing just through
They
the
go
roof.
Straight through the roof.
That one female that turns into two.
Two.
And that's what you call 100% increase.
Wow, that's what we
Double.
need. That's what we need.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, you got a funny comment or something over there, Brooks?
No, I don't. I don't.
Oh,
No
okay. You're just
funny.
laughing at Nate's jokes.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
funny.
All right, let's jump in, boys. Let's talk. Game of the weekend obviously was at Wembley. It was Liverpool and Chelsea. Listen, this is a bit of a unique game because both teams have injuries. Liverpool heavy on the injuries, and they put out a bunch of youngsters. And listen, we'll talk about it, but they made some subs later in the game where you just went, you put on a 19-year-old, a 20-year-old, and an 18-year-old. And how is this going to end? Oh, my word. But I will say, watch the entire game, including extra times, both extra times. This was a game I would describe as frantic. It was no flow, just frantic. You could tell it was a cup final because everybody was gung-ho, going as fast as they could, 100 miles an hour. The referee's whistle, I thought, was just going to fade out and just be worn out because he could not stop blowing that damn whistle. The amount of fouls, and they were fouls, don't get me wrong. There was just fouls all over the place. No flow to this game, in my opinion. Early on, I think Liverpool just kind of dominated. Then it kind of swung back to Chelsea. Boys, this game, Nate, I tell you what, he was played by youngsters. Both teams, I think this is to a T. Chelsea don't have that older, now that Thiago Silva isn't in there, just calmness and leadership. They're just gung-ho, go all the time. And it looked like from the Liverpool perspective, the back line had that kind of, hold down, let's slow this down a little bit. The midfielder was gung-ho and go. The forwards are gung-ho and go. It just, wow, youngsters all over the place making this game a little bit more fast than I thought it should.
So I got a bitch that this is the game of the week because I remember when United won it, it was just the drink cup and didn't mean nothing. Drink cup. Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. But honestly, but
I'll give you something on that.
It's more of a moose cup.
Moose Cup.
I'm
Yeah.
just joking because I think a trophy's still a trophy. I'm sorry, it is. And you
Yeah.
know what? And honestly, you're playing Chelsea, you're playing Liverpool. You know, these are two teams that are decently informed.
Well-
And it was a good. I thought it was a decent match.
I wasn't super impressed by it, but you were. Continue. I mean, I like that.
I mean, there was several chances that like Chelsea should have been up by like 2 goals.
Oh.
Like by
absolutely.
minute 30. Right,
Yeah.
they had several opportunities to go. Sterling was a hair offside,
Yep.
and it was solid. And then Liverpool came back even a couple times in the second half, they should have had a few here and there. And even Gapco's header. I mean, that goalkeeper was just standing still on the line.
I thought both goalkeepers played fantastic, by the way.
But there was just luck of the bounce, luck of the just things just not going each other's way. This game could have easily been like within the regulation time. 3-2,
Yeah,
4-3.
You're right.
It was heavy back and forth. I thought that Connor Bradley kid was class.
And in extra time, I thought Chelsea. I mean, they had a host of chances. Oh my word! How did the ball not go in the net several times for Chelsea? There, Kelleher, the goalie for Liverpool, made some great saves. Some last ditch effort defending from Liverpool, but also Conor Gallagher. 2 or 3 opportunities. My friend, you've got to put the ball, at least one of those away. But you're right. This game, I mean, in all honesty, at the end of full time and extra time, it could have been 4-4, 5-5, 5-4, whatever it was.
I mean,
just some poor finishing.
Some crazy stats in this one.
If I was a Chelsea fan, I would, and I'm not. Actually, I vehemently hate the club. And the only thing I hate more than Chelsea is Liverpool. All right, you're like, game of the week, watch the 2 teams you hate. And I'm like, oh, cool. After I'm done kicking myself in the nuts, I'll get right on that.
But you want them to do well, so I lose the bet.
Yeah, well, that's a different story.
That's a league. This is the
different-
EFL Cup.
Oh.
This doesn't count.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That has nothing to do with anything. You could be betting on me getting kicked in the nuts. I'd run outside and kick myself in the nuts and run in and say, hey, you got it wrong, Brooks. That's just to smite you.
I know.
So don't worry about it.
You like to do that. Everyone, the 3 like to do that to me. Smite me.
Some more than others. I just take my pride in little shots here or there. No, but anyways, if I was a Chelsea fan, and again, I say this and not as a Chelsea fan, actually someone the opposite way, you got to watch that game and go, hey, man, they're playing number 1, and they literally could have beat them at any moment. And you got to have some type of, because they've been woeful this year, and that's why, Brooks said what he said.
Sure.
And, he has every right. He has almost equal chance of being right that they're going to dip below 11 as our guess that they're going to be above 11.
Right.
They're hot and cold every week.
Chelsea are like Jekyll and Hyde.
Right.
I mean, who knows what team's going to show up?
Lately, they've been playing well, and here was a great example of a team that could have actually took that game. And the commentators are taking the piss out of Chelsea a little bit. Oh, the $1 billion boys getting beat by kids. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, this game could have gone any which way.
Yeah.
At any moment, and if it wasn't, and I hate to say luck because it's not luck, but just you get the bounce sometimes.
The soccer gods were not on their side today because the ball just would not go in the net.
And if you look at the XG, and I think to Brooks was about to get to some of those stats, and then I'll shut up so he can get into it. If you look at the XG, Chelsea had the better XG, 2.28 expected goals to Liverpool's 1.78. So, they were kind of. I look at that; they're almost a better team.
They were. I thought they probably should have won today. Brooks, what do you got stat wise for us?
Yeah. So let's see here. So shots 24 for Liverpool, 19 for Chelsea. On target 11 for Liverpool of the 24, 9 of the 19 for Chelsea. Possession fairly even, a little more for Liverpool, 54-46.
Okay.
Passes. A lot of passes between both 689 for Liverpool and 587 for Chelsea.
What about corners? What do we got for corners there?
Yeah, corners pretty equal. 5 for Liverpool, 6 for Chelsea.
So this was a very equal game.
Yes.
But in the end, if someone had won 2-0 or 3-0, I don't think either of us, anyone would have been shocked because the ball just wasn't going over the line. And there were several times that the ball actually did get into the net, but it was ruled offside or for an infraction. I'm actually torn a little bit on the Virgil van Dijk goal from the free kick where I think it was Endo Watru had been judged to have blocked off a player, like a basketball pick. So at first I was like, no, I think that should be a goal. And then I've seen the replays and I go, yeah, maybe it's a foul, maybe it's not a foul that he's put there on purpose. Now, if he doesn't start in an offside position and then that happens, I think the goal stands. A little confused on that one, to be honest, but I've talked to a couple of people and listened to a couple of views on that and kind of can go both ways, so I get it. Virgil van Dijk, though, pops up as the hero, late in the game at extra time. And Liverpool come away with a trophy. Nate, the funny thing was, last year we did make fun of Man United. Not make fun, but said,
you made fun.
You're overdoing it. And then I came away from this game going, Yeah, Jurgen Klopp, you won a trophy, but this isn't the trophy. And they were, I don't know. Trust me, from a guy whose team hasn't won a trophy in years, I would take it.
And that's you hit it on the head there. Because Chelsea hasn't won a trophy in years, right? And if they were to win it, that'd be good on them. Now, if Liverpool poop themselves in the rest of every other competition and only win this, then no, that's not good enough, right? But if this is the stepping stone onto them winning 4 trophies, which I might then jump off this building, unbiasedly speaking, that might cause me to projectile vomit everywhere.
Now,
everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yes. Now,
but unbiasedly speaking, but this could be like their stepping stone, and they have the opportunity to do that. I think they're favorites in the Europa, if you ask me.
Absolutely.
Sitting at top of the table.
Yep.
And why not with the FA Cup? Why not?
Why not the FA Cup? Why not the league? I mean, they're up there right now. Why not?
So,
absolutely.
I say that with all the admiration and disgust after that flies out of my mouth. They could actually win 4 trophies this year, which would be pretty damn historic.
Would be very historic
for Klopp's last run. And I think I value the Europa Cup nowadays. I really do.
Oh, absolutely.
I think there's some good competition in there. Yep. And especially since you get a Champions League spot, and especially since once Liverpool does that, and then Klopp will hand the baton to Xavi and go, "It is yours now." And Xavi will like, "Yay!"
Sounds like Drago.
Yeah, that's my Klopp impression.
Yeah.
So and then fist bump the stands or whatever, and then that might mean that 5th place, for United gets them in the Champions League. So yay!
Does this?
Do it.
It's quite a scenario.
If you really think about the Liverpool team that won today and even started, that is a young squad. That is, you don't have Mo Salah. You don't have Darwin Núñez. You didn't have Trent Alexander-Arnold. You are missing Alisson in goal. You're missing quite a few star-studded players.
Alexander.
Yep.
Salah, like you said, Salazar, Jota,
Sloboshay.
him too.
Jota. Yep.
Nunez.
Yep.
Jones.
Yep.
And Alisson Becker.
Yeah, I mean,
and
those are
you got half a starting lineup.
Half a starting lineup. Who you replaced with youngsters. You essentially replaced them with youngsters. And I honestly think Jurgen Klopp went, you know what? We got a couple of injuries. I'm not even going to chance these guys. I think my youngsters can take this. The guy got it right. It could have gone terribly wrong had Colin Gallagher finished 2 of them.
I'm telling you, I like that. I like that Connor Bradley kid.
Yeah, I thought he played very well.
I like that kid.
Yeah.
I thought he played extremely well.
Is he related to Bob or Michael?
Is it what?
Related to Bob or Michael?
Can he play for the
Is this Connor? Is this the little cousin?
No.
Okay.
Bob Bradley's got some explaining to do.
Yeah.
Bob or Michael.
He got in there and he was playing. I thought he was playing very well. I thought he was playing like a senior player.
Do you know who I was really disappointed with, though? And he only played, he came on as a sub later on. Christopher Nkunku. I was not impressed with his runs. I was not impressed with his real effort. And I thought,
something's gone wrong there.
Something's off. You nailed it.
Something's gone wrong there.
And I was really...
He has dropped off the last few games.
I was really hoping that this would be, or once he's healthy, because he is fully fit now, that we would see what we were expecting him to do in this league and be that guy for Chelsea. But, man, the runs he was making today just weren't. There was no separation from the defender. He seemed to be crowding the ball. He took a bad first touch several times and then just became uninterested, what looked to be uninterested in the game. And I went, that is not the striker we were all expecting to have show up.
For me, and it's hard to say because, he's a professional, don't know what's going on there. But the fact that he's not starting over Jackson to me is an issue.
Yeah. That shows something, that something's going wrong.
Right. Well, the fact is, I think he should be, and I don't want to say he's being overlooked because who knows what's going on in training because Jackson could be, who knows? Could be, you could see him in training and go, how can you not start this guy? And then see him in games and go, what the shit, the training, he's just so great, So who knows what happens behind closed doors?
Nick Jackson?
Yep.
Yeah.
But just from a performance standpoint, when I see him out there, he's poor. And then I see, the few times Nkunku played as a forward, he actually did well. So it's and during those times, I'm like, all right, definitely this guy's going to get he's in. He's the guy, right? He's fit, healthy now. He's the guy. And it seems like for whatever reason, they rather go with Jackson over than Cuckoo. And he's got to be looking at this going, I left a team that was in the Champions League for this shit. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. It's a perplexing one, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I really thought Nkunku, as I said, played poorly. I thought Moises Caicedo played poorly.
Well, Caicedo should have had a red card.
Absolutely, that could have been a red card.
And the only thing
probably should have been.
I'll say, and Gravenbach, who knows? Maybe they might be shipping back to Dortmund in a box at this point because they had to cart him off that field.
Oh yeah, that could be broken or just severely twisted.
I do think he stepped wrong originally, but then he came in. Caicedo came in with it happened just so quick. And is there VAR in the? I can't remember. Is there VAR in the?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So how that wasn't reviewed?
I don't know.
Tough because I could tell you if it was a certain Brazilian playing for a certain other red team in United, that guy's getting a red card and getting hauled off because
starting with a cast and ending with a Miro.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Let's not talk about that team though.
Let's not talk about that. We'll get to them.
Seriously,
We'll get to them.
If it was him, he's getting a red card.
Most likely.
Most likely. And
I think Moises Caicedo is about to start getting that reputation though because he's done this a couple of times. He's been sent off. He's caused penalties. So,
and in fairness,
I
really do think Gravenbach's ankle was already turning before he even touched him. Funny,
and then it just needed a little extra help from Moises Caicedo's weight, right? Yeah. Brooks, you were going to say something there.
Yeah. A lot of different discussions happening in our group. A lot of guys can't wait for Klopp to leave England, so other people can have success. But Danny applauded his subs he made today, and they were brilliant. Got a text from a buddy that's a Chelsea fan. I don't know. I don't know. I'll keep his name. Just yeah.
I got a friend. I can't tell you who my friends are.
What his name is though.
Yeah,
whatever. It's
is it Pochettino? Is Pochettino your friend?
Yes.
Wow, that's
pretty. That's impressive. Yeah, what if this secret friend could be Pochettino? We don't know. What is this?
Yeah, what the hell are you doing here if you're friends with Pochettino? I feel like you should be like at the scouting board in Chelsea.
They can't afford him.
They can't.
Wow.
They wouldn't listen to me because I make too much sense.
Oh, this is true.
Okay, but seriously.
Yeah.
All right, what did your secret friend say?
He said, if Poch has a job at 10 a.m. tomorrow, I'll be very disappointed. Tactics from a decade ago don't win you today's games.
Wow.
Only problem with my only rebuttal to that, just like I go with, okay, I'm firing our manager.
Yeah.
All right, who's replacing him?
Yeah.
Fair.
No, all right, so listen, I think, as we said to begin this, it's Chelsea, Jekyll and Hyde. One week they show up and they play like world beaters. The next week they show up and you go, what the hell just happened? I mean, and I'm not putting my club on a pedestal. We're on fourth right now, but they showed up to Villa Park in the FA Cup and Chelsea handed it to us. Yep. Easily handed it to us. Yep. I mean, they ran through us like we were, butter and they were a hot knife. It was 3-0, could have been 5-0.
They ran through you like a Moses Caicedo tackle.
Like a Moises Caicedo tackle on Gravenbach.
I thought we were going somewhere else with that one, but okay.
No, that's where we're going to go with that.
Okay.
So, listen, I think Pochettino, he's got a great little set of players there, and I think Enzo's a good player. I think Cole Palmer's a hell of a player. I think Nkunku could come good. Conor Gallagher is a stud of a player. He's just lost some confidence in the last couple of weeks.
Cole Palmer's good too as well.
Cole Palmer, that's what I said. He's a hell of a player. I think it will come good. I think Chelsea next year is going to be their year. I think, Brooks, we've had this discussion before. I think they will finish 10 and above. They'll finish 8, 7, 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there. You think they'll finish 11, 12, 13, 14, somewhere in there. I think they're going to put it together.
It's a crazy show. Come on.
If
today told you nothing from that, I mean, they played it close and everything, but if today told you nothing, there's no succinct lineup, there's no togetherness, and listen, when you don't have that and shit starts going to the locker room, why is he playing over me? Why is that? Everyone takes sides, and that's what I'm saying. My other buddy that knows people at that club, Inside Information, told me that the players think Pochettino's soft. And he can't make decisions.
I think they'll be gone. I don't see Pochettino leaving anytime soon.
I'm just saying, I think this leads to why they finish below 11.
This time next year, Pochettino's still there, and I think the club's in a better spot.
I think they buy Shadow
Osimhen?
Galissere.
You think they're going to go for Galissere and not Osimhen?
14 million or Osimhen.
Or both.
And I think you win that game.
Oh, yeah, that's all they needed. That's all they need is a striker. They need a striker.
I think they
That's
sorted.
it.
I think they sorted their back line out because that four is playing pretty well.
Yeah.
So my buddy's response to who do they bring in?
No,
Bring Jose back.
unless you're going to give me a
Jose
name.
Mourinho.
Oh God.
Unless you're going to give me a name, I don't want to hear from Mystery Buddy anymore.
Oh, you don't?
Nope.
Oh, it's my buddy Eddie Hudson.
Huh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then fine. All right.
No, listen. I don't. I think they stick with what they've got because listen, you bring another coach in. Now you're going to be spending. You're shifting half the club out and bringing in spending more money, and it's just not going to work out.
And
well.
we all know Jose's going to Manchester United.
That rumor is.
Oh
out
no!
there.
When Greg gets fired, he's gonna go coach the U.S. men's national team, and then
After
Thierry
you-
Henry,
Oh God.
and then Patrick Vieira, and we can let Tim Howard in or some good goalkeeper coach, and then that'll be the
So I'm
You
not.
don't know he's a good goalkeeper coach. You're guessing because he's a good goalkeeper.
sure. That's fine.
Just like you're saying,
Fine, we'll
Thierry
bring-
Henry's
we'll
a
bring-
good coach
we'll bring-
because he was a great striker.
we'll bring Brad Friedel in to coach the goalkeeper.
I don't know what's going to cause me to jump off this building quicker. That type of talk or Liverpool winning 4 trophies and what?
Oh.
Yeah, I get where you're going. All right, let's listen. In the end, Liverpool run out 1-0 winners. Virgil van Dijk saves the day. I thought he was immense today. Really, I thought he led from the back line really well done for Virgil van Dijk. Lifts that trophy. Jurgen Klopp, 1 trophy down, 3 to go. As he's on his farewell tour here, as they say. Moving on.
So long, farewell. I don't know the last song.
I don't know the whole song.
Yeah.
So
And just so we're aware,
yes.
this would be Endo's first English trophy that he's won, and he's from Stuttgart, which means
This is all due to
All
Stuttgart.
things.
All things lead back to Stuttgart.
I bet all things lead back to the Japanese national team too.
no.
Nah, I
No,
don't
okay,
think so.
that's fair.
Coming up next for Liverpool, by the way, this Wednesday, February 28th, they play Southampton in the FA Cup. The FA Cup is coming up this week. We'll talk about that in a little bit, my friends. But that is the next game for Liverpool. We'll see what kind of team they put out there against Southampton, who, listen, haven't been having the greatest of years, but we all know they're in the championship. Does this allow for Nunez and Salah and Alisson and Trent Alexander-Arnold to another game, another couple of days rest to get ready for the Premiership next weekend? Does that allow for them? We'll see. Let's jump to the Premiership. Lots to get to there. Some great games this past weekend. Why don't we start out with those 10 a.m. games that happened? Why don't we start out with my Villa playing at home against Nottingham Forest. Aston Villa going up 3-0 in the first half, looking like world beaters. And then 3 minutes into the extra time in the first half, give up a pretty soft goal off a corner, unfortunately. Go in 3-1 at halftime. Nottingham Forest come out in the second half and go gangbusters for about 15 minutes. And it made it 3-2. A very nice works goal. Villa's backline could not keep it together. They were off, and they just could not get that offside trap working. 3-2, and then in the end, Villa win out 4-2. Could have been 5 or 6-2. Villa played well. Deserved of 3 points. What a game at Villa Park. Fortress back again. Much needed 3 points because of some of the other games that were happening around the league. Brighton Hove Albion won. Everton won.
After going down a man too.
Going down a man early in that game.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I know I know we came through. It's so hard on the follow through. You know, when you go in to make a tackle, but I get it. If you show studs, you have to do it.
The studs up.
It's really tough.
Yeah.
Because I looked at it, I was like, it's not, there's like, oh, the other angle, he got him with his studs, and you really shouldn't have to tackle someone with your studs up to win the ball. Like, good
Agreed.
defenders don't do that.
Agreed. As Paolo Maldini used to say, if you have to slide tackle or even really tackle,
Yes.
it's too late. You've made a mistake. Now you're trying to make up for it.
Yes.
And if you kids don't know who Paolo Maldini is, look him up. Just an FYI. So Everton pull a point back there. Listen, I honestly thought Brighton Hove Albion at home were going to pull this one out and go and take all 3 points. I knew Everton were going to put up a fight, but good Lord, Everton actually could have won this game, being played down at American Express Stadium in Brighton. Next game, Chris Richards, American
Yeah, he
Crystal
scored.
Palace defender, gets his first EPL game as Crystal Palace win 3-0 over Burnley.
Yeah.
Poor Burnley. I put money on this game alone because Crystal Palace, new manager bounce. And we all know Burnley have been, I will say, easy to beat this year, very soft, and sure enough, even they had a red card, made it a little bit easier. Crystal Palace win 3-0 and take all 3 points while playing at Selhurst Park at home. AFC Bournemouth 0, Manchester City 1. Phil Foden saves the day. Manchester City, I will say, played very well, controlled the heck out of this game, deserved all 3 points. That's not to say that Bournemouth didn't have their opportunities. No matter who or where they're playing against, Solanke for Bournemouth will almost surely find a way to score. Unlucky on a couple occasions this game, but man, he is dangerous.
Been good since he was at Liverpool before, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't going to play. I mean, man, he found a spot and he's taken every opportunity.
I think he goes somewhere big this summer.
How old is he?
Good question. I want to say mid-20s.
Okay.
I think he goes somewhere this summer. I think someone comes in for him. I think there's a Newcastle, a Villa, even a Manchester City or a Man United or someone like that, I think comes in. I don't think he's your typical 100% goal scorer, but he's a guy that will find a way. I think he would be happy at an Arsenal or a Man City or a Man United or a Newcastle or somewhere like that. Not quite into Liverpool style, but I think he would fit in well. If Villa hadn't just spent $16 million on Morgan Rogers, I think Solanke could be a good buy. But again, he's going to cost you probably $40 million because he can put the ball in the net and has proved it down there in Bournemouth.
Maybe go have Bayern when Harry Kane.
Well, he could go to Bayern.
Yeah.
I mean, they got too many English people. We will.
We need a third one.
Need another one? Yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely need another one. All right. Arsenal 4, Newcastle United 1. I expected a lot more out of Newcastle in this game. Got to be honest, boys. Newcastle show up, get ran over 4-1. Arsenal really put it to them. Playing well. I think the Arsenal have, I forget the amount of goals they've scored in the last several games here, but it is a ton of goals. I think they've scored, I want to say, 6-5-4. I think it's probably about 15 goals in the last 3 games. They beat West Ham 6-0. I think they won 5-1 last week, maybe 4-1, and then 4-1 winners this week.
So Newcastle in 9th. Is Eddie Howe on the hot seat?
You took the words.
Spent a lot of money.
You took the words out of my mouth. I think he is on the hot seat. I'm hearing a couple of rumors here. So there's some managers who could be on the hot seat. But Eddie Howe did such a good job last year, getting them up into 4th, getting them into the Champions League.
Pochettino gets fired. Eddie Howe takes his place.
If you're going to fire Pochettino at Chelsea, I think you're bringing in someone bigger than Eddie Howe.
Fair.
Yeah, just personally, I don't think Eddie Howe gets fired.
No, I know.
I think he figures it out. I think both managers see the season out and then are
Yes.
there back at their respective clubs.
Fair.
But I do think Eddie Howe is on the hot seat. He does have to pull this together. He's got to finish. He's got to finish in the top 7, I think. Because they are a big club now with a big wage bill, and they need to earn some of that European money.
Yeah.
So enough about the soon-to-be fired Eddie Howe anyways, in Newcastle nobody cares about sitting at 9th. This is Arsenal's 6th win in a row.
6 wins in a row.
Pretty impressive, right? Usually they decline after the second half, don't they?
And if you look at how they're winning, this is their 3rd game in a row where they pumped in 4+ goals.
It's impressive.
Yep.
So they're in sync. Everyone's in sync, and they've got it going, and they're firing on all
They're healthy
cylinders.
right now. They're healthy.
That's huge too.
They are healthy. I think Martin Odegaard is absolutely running the show in the middle of the field with Arsenal. Yeah. I think it took a couple of months for him and Declan Rice to find their sync together, to find how each other plays. They are the ones who are really.
They are not out of
stepping
it by any means. I mean,
they're
in that top 3.
Oh, it's the top 3 to
60, 59, 58 right now.
Yes,
that
sir.
is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We'll put up that table in a minute.
What if your Villa win a few and then, they catch? It could be the top 4.
See, here's the problem. I think Villa can definitely win a few and catch, but here's the problem. I think all 3 teams, Man City, Arsenal, and Liverpool, continue winning, and because the lead is already built, I think it's too far now.
Fair.
Maybe if anything, we can catch a team into 3rd, but 1st and 2nd are too far gone.
Well, you guys still play. So you do play Man City, who's above you.
Yep.
You do play Arsenal still.
Yep.
And then
We don't.
You do play Liverpool.
at home.
Yes.
Second game before the end of the season, is it?
Correct,
Second to
May
last game of the
11th.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which could be a title decider for them.
So
Good.
March 31st is spicing up to be like one of the biggest matches that month with Arsenal going to Man City.
Oh,
Sir.
that is going to be
That-
really
That
interesting.
could absolutely determine the outcome. And before that, March 10th, Liverpool playing Man City.
Ooh, March is a spicy
So
month,
March
huh?
is going to be and my birthday.
Oh.
But outside of that, you got a couple matches in there, and yeah, this
Are we
thing
celebrating your birthday that day?
No, we don't celebrate my birthday anymore.
Just,
But this
just by going on drinking beers without Nate,
that's
okay.
probably best.
and then we FaceTime him.
Can we make you a cake?
But this is a one game top 3 battle,
Yep.
which any 3 of them could absolutely come out with it.
I think if one of those teams doesn't pull points from 3 games, they gone, and I think Villa could catch them. But you need to pull points from almost every single game out of those top 3 to win it.
And here it is.
Yeah.
City playing both Liverpool and Arsenal.
Yeah, that could be the ones.
If they beat Liverpool and then they beat Arsenal, they're going to be sitting very good at the top of the chart there.
Don't forget, Arsenal not in Champions League anymore.
Nope.
Liverpool,
Yeah, you're right.
in Europa.
Which they should take care of easily.
They should. Well, there's some. It's games. It's games. You got to play the games, right? And you're playing against some tough teams there.
But can you play
And Man City's still in
necessarily?
Champions League.
Can you necessarily don't have to play all your starters for
You
Liverpool?
don't,
in
but
Europa?
that's why he's playing the kids today.
Arsenal's still
Yeah.
in the Champions League. They only lost 1-0 to Porto.
I thought they got knocked out. No, I think you're right.
They're 1-0 to Porto.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's right. That game. Oh my gosh, that goal that the Raya gave up. Oh,
who knows?
my son.
You know, Porto
Oh.
could take it, but there's
That was at home that was at the Emirates Stadium, but now Arsenal go to Porto. Sorry, Nate. You're right. Yeah.
well, no, Porto goes to Arsenal. So, and then the only way that
Was it? Oh, my bad.
City, I mean, unless they decide to go on an all-night bender the night before, there's no way they're losing to Copenhagen with Copenhagen coming into City. So
Pep's like we're all going drinking before.
yeah, I mean, you don't know. Like Porto could sit there, pack the bus, and just sit there and
Sure.
0-0 their way to victory.
Porto's been known to upset a lot of teams in Champions League. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's Porto with 40-year-old Pepe playing.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right.
I do think, though, in the league, because Man City always drops one somewhere, that some team below, out of the top 7, are going to beat them 1-0 or something at home or away.
I
or
mean,
when they're away.
Liverpool and Arsenal are hoping for that right now. They're hoping
Yeah.
that happens, but they've got to keep on the straight and narrow as well. And there's a lot of games coming up here, boys. I think each club's going to have 20 games, or maybe not 20, but there's 12 or so left in the league. There's FA Cup games coming up here.
Yep.
And then
Lot of
the
room-
respective
lot of-
European competitions.
Yeah, a lot of possibilities for injuries in those cup games.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
City already had their poop show drop back in December against Villa.
Against Villa.
1-0.
Well, to be honest, that game.
There can always be another one.
That was the worst game. I don't even want to say the worst game I've ever seen Man City play, but they just could not figure out how to unlock Villa in that game. If you remember, I think they had one shot on goal that entire game.
Yes.
One shot.
Yes.
Incredible. Villa figured out how to shut them down and did it, and it was phenomenal. I don't think that happens again. Villa are hurting. They've had some injury issues the last couple of months. When we go to Man City, that is going to be probably a different story. We will see. We will see. All right, one more game to get to for the weekend, boys and girls. That is the Fulham Man United game. Before we get to that, I do want to say, watch this video. We'll be right back.
Hi, Brooks. We're at our favorite store, Soccer World in Rochester. We're just going to do some light shopping. Nothing big. Ooh, pretty colors. Oh, and one of these too?
Ooh, Germany. Nate would like this.
Hey, Brooks, look at all these. Look what I got.
South America. Ooh. Wow, that's not MLS. Ugh.
Socks? No.
Ooh, a ball pump. Next in line.
Sir, you're next.
Right. That's a mannequin. You know that.
Huh?
A mannequin.
Oh. Sorry, sir.
Craig, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Huh?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more game to get to. It is that thriller down at Old Trafford, Fulham, Man United. I've heard from a couple of Man United fans they're not too happy right now. Listen, some poor performances in the last couple of weeks, but they squeaked out some wins over Luton. I forget the other team they beat. But a win's a win, and they were putting it together. It wasn't pretty, but they got it done this past weekend. Unfortunately, Fulham got all 3 points. Nate, I'm going to let you kind of start here if you want.
I just want to know why people are unhappy.
I don't know, maybe.
Is this sarcasm?
I'm just curious.
The team lost. I'm sure Danny's not happy. His team lost to Fulham.
I'm sure Luke Zagorski's not happy.
And if we are being honest, I think Fulham were worthy of all 3 points. They were deserved.
Will Dyer's happy.
Will Dyer's
He's
very
like
happy for
Manchester's
Fulham.
white and black
Yeah.
right now.
So, listen, I think Fulham played a hell of a game. I've watched a couple of games this year for them, and they've played a little poorly here and there, but I thought they were well worth the money and all 3 points this weekend.
Yeah.
Brooks, what were you
Mr. Dyer, Lukic had Bruno in his pocket 98 minutes. For 98 minutes, he
Yeah.
had him in his pocket.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I mean, they rolled out with some, younger players just
Yeah,
because of
they did.
due to
Some injuries.
honestly.
Fair.
Marcus Rashford.
What's wrong with that guy, man?
I don't think
He
he.
forgot how to soccer.
I don't think he deserves to be playing in England anymore, let alone for United. I'm not even saying like, hey, don't even play for. I don't know what other team you'd play for with that type of
Attitude,
effort.
yeah.
And he had the least touches of any outfield player and the whole team.
He had 12. Someone said there was people passed to him 12 times in the first half, which is actually more than I thought, to be honest, more than it should have been because Nate, you're right. His effort was just poor, man.
So
what is going on?
I don't know what his deal is. Maybe he's going, well, if I play like crap, maybe they'll fire the manager. I don't think that's going to work anymore with this new group that's in there. I think they're looking to actually settle some other stuff in the next few years before they even touch the manager position. Again, I look at it and I actually like what they're doing with fixing a lot of the backroom stuff and getting that settled because we've gone through the manager carousel. Thank you. I want to say carry-o-ground. I don't know.
Yeah.
Carousel. We've gone through that.
merry-go-round?
Yeah, merry-go. Thank
Yes.
you. I did both. We've done the manager merry-go-round here more than any other Bundesliga team there is, more than Munich. Every guy you get in is hot for a year and then cold, so it tells you that there's other things going on, in my opinion, and other things need to be fixed. Yeah, I mean, the fact is you subbed both your defensive midfielders, and then your defense got opened up for a counterattack.
Yeah, I thought
that's basically what
I thought Fulham's counterattacks and their efforts on goal, if they just had a little bit more class, they could have walked out in this game a lot, with 3 points wrapped up way earlier than what they did.
Yep.
I will say, listen, some stats that I've noted. This is the 8th loss this season at Old Trafford.
United
that's
hit
unusual.
Yeah, United also hit the post a bunch of times. So it could have bounced the other way. They had 9 shots on target. Their XG is 1.72. So it wasn't. I hate to say it wasn't as bad as it seemed.
Sure.
But they got caught. I mean, they got caught. They were pushing forward. They thought they could get the win. And statistically speaking, and all the numbers and the way the game was going, they probably could have. And they got caught on a counter off of a set piece. So it shit happens. It is what it is.
So it's not panic mode. We're not going into panic mode at Old Trafford.
Panic about what?
Okay.
Because the situation is what the situation is.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. It hasn't changed. Since it's been. You got a bunch of players that shouldn't probably be playing there.
Yep.
And you got a bunch of young guys who are starting to cut the way.
Let me ask you on that comment. Sorry to cut you off. Let me ask you that comment. The players that shouldn't be playing there, not good enough for the club.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'd mentioned. I'm not saying I told you so. Absolutely not. No. I'm agreeing with you because
what team?
a couple of,
What team in this world? What team in the top 4? Let's go top 4, right?
Okay.
Let's go.
I know where you're going with this.
Right. Let's go. Yeah. Where does Rashford play in any of those top 4?
That's not where I thought you were going, but none of them.
No, we'll get there.
Yeah.
Any league?
None of them.
No. The top Premier League team.
No
right
team
now.
in the top 4 would take Rashford right now.
All right, we're agreed on that, right?
Yeah,
Needs to go to club.
So let's go 1 through 5,
Yeah.
okay? Because United sit 6, 1 through 5 currently. Where does Marcus Rashford play on any of those teams, 1 through 5?
On the bench, if anything.
On the bench, if
anything.
If anything.
Yeah.
Anthony Martial, where does he play? 1 through. Not even making a squad.
Not even making the 18. Yeah, not even
agreed
making
on
the
that.
matchday squad.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Mikitomi, where is he playing?
Not even making matchday squad.
Okay.
Oh,
Top 5. Top 5.
Top 5.
You think Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, Villa, or Tottenham are going
And
to
then I'm
going to
go, who's he beating
Yeah,
out?
Tottenham can take him on the bench.
Oh, he's not beating anybody out of Tottenham.
Who's he beating out on Tottenham then, Brooks?
Who else we
I
got?
said the bench.
Maybe. Okay,
No, that's not what I asked.
Yeah.
Who's he beating out?
no one in the starting lineup.
Not in
you.
the starting lineup.
No one.
Let's hate to say it because Casemiro was good last year. Who's Casemiro beating out any of the top 5?
No one.
Who's he taking?
No one. He's
No
not
one?
even the match day 18
Okay.
for any of those squads.
Varane? Who's he taking?
No.
I'll give Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire actually probably could be a center back in some of those teams.
Possibly.
He's actually playing very well.
Possibly.
Deloatte's actually playing very well. Luke Shaw, when he plays playing
Rumor
very well.
is he's out for the year now.
Yeah, well,
So he's
you know,
out.
there you go.
Don't say it.
Lindelof.
Yeah.
Who's he playing?
Nowhere.
No.
Nowhere.
Fernandez, probably. Garnacho, probably.
Garnacho would make one or two of those teams.
And
yeah.
Minau is probably even though he's good for United, even though he will become class, I think for those top 5, 6 teams, he's probably off the bench just because of his age. So when you look at it there,
You didn't want to put Anthony in there?
he wasn't part of the starting group.
Okay, sorry.
Fair
I thought
enough.
you were going to put him in there just for the fun of it.
He wasn't part of the starting.
He played.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he did play. Yeah, what 90?
Well,
you
played.
put him in the minute. Last minute.
Oh man.
Onana probably not either.
No.
I mean,
Onana
actually,
doesn't-
Onana's not as bad as statistically for the league.
Statistically speaking,
Right.
he's not. But I don't think.
I don't think he
beats out
fits
any
the
of those
goalkeeper styles of
keepers.
the other teams.
The question is he better? Is he better than the other? So I think he maybe makes Tottenham.
The Tottenham's goalkeeper this year, I've actually been very impressed with. Personally speaking, I would rather have
I
the.
said maybe.
Yeah.
So,
it is.
You look at that lineup and you go, wait a minute. Where is this team that is going to be top 4, top 3, top 2? No, it's not there. You don't have the players.
Yeah.
It's just as simple as that. So for all the criticism that Eric Ten Hag takes, what squad does he have to really work with at this juncture?
Let me ask you a question about Eric Ten Hag.
Yep.
I had, and this is a Man United fan who's a very good friend of mine. He texted me after that game, unprompted, just texted me straight off. He goes, "You know my feelings on this. Eric Ten Hag needs to be fired."
Okay, cool. Who are you bringing in that's better, and how is he going to be better?
I mean, I got nothing.
Because the reality is, most of the players not his fault. A lot of the guys he's brought in aren't healthy enough to play.
Well, there's one or two mistakes, right? Like an Anthony,
is.
as
And
we
everyone
talked
gets
about.
those wrong.
Yeah, he got him wrong.
So Anthony's wrong. What else,
Yeah.
though?
I mean,
Outside of Anthony, what else has he got wrong?
I don't know if Varane was one of his guys. I think for Casemiro.
Varane was not.
Casemiro, I think, was one of his guys, though. And that,
Casemiro was his, and actually he's probably the best defensive midfielder we have out of that bunch.
for the price, I don't think so. Again, you know what?
You overpaid.
You know what? You know what?
Have to.
You know what we've ended up doing with this game and this segment is we've said, what did Man United do wrong? Whereas we didn't really praise Fulham. I thought Fulham's game plan was actually really nice.
Yep.
I thought it was really, we're going to come out and play. We're going to look for the counterattack, but we're going to try play in possession. And I thought they did a very good job of that with a little bit of injury crisis of their own.
Yep.
But I thought they played very well. They didn't go to Old Trafford and get awed by the situation. And I started to think about this earlier today, and I said, this is actually the second time in 2 years that they've gone to Old Trafford and not been awed. Last year, they made a big F-up because Mitrovic got a red card and went after the referee, if you remember. And and then they gave the game away, and Man United scored 2 to win it in the end. But up until the 70th minute, they were not in awe. They were winning, and they were really so good for them. I really think they've done a good job there.
Hold on,
Fulham.
though.
Yeah.
Fulham had 2 guys 2 guys
Mhm.
that were injured,
Injured.
that could not play.
Starting center back.
One with the red card. One with the red card.
Tim Ream play?
3 guys.
Starting center back, Tim Ream out.
Okay.
3 guys technically out.
Uh-huh.
Out. And
Starters.
Ream was actually on the bench. He just didn't get in.
Okay.
I thought. Oh, I didn't even see him on the bench. So apologies. I don't know if he's fully.
United had
fit.
7.
Yeah, injuries are playing an issue. Yeah.
Out of that 7, some of those guys aren't starters. I'd give you 1, 2, 3, at least 3 must starters with a 4th possibly that would help.
Sure. Hey,
I'm not using an excuse. It is what you look at the squad, and that's where I'm saying, like, look at the squad. Look at the squad. And before anyone goes, oh, this is Eric Ten Hag, guys. He hasn't had an open purse with this leadership and ownership there, and he's still dealing with trying to get guys off that have a heavy wage.
there's some of
tanking
those
things.
players that are being paid way too much money. Marcus Rashford earning
Yep.
300 plus.
Not his guy.
Shouldn't be at the club anymore.
Nope.
You know, I think there's some players who did not earn their money this week. It's unfortunate for Man United, who at this point, as we put up the table here, as we've just finishing up the segment, now find themselves 3 points behind Tottenham, who didn't play this weekend. So Tottenham have a game in hand. They are also 8 points behind Villa in 4th. So, you know, Man United, goal difference of 0. I don't see them climbing, because now all of a sudden you've got Rasmus Højlund, who has been the goal scorer for the last couple of weeks. He's out for 2 weeks with a muscle injury.
Yep.
So now you've got a little bit of I don't want to say the word crisis, but
You technically do, because who are you going to play it for?
you got it. You know who the only player you got is the guy who doesn't want to work and be on the field.
I'm going to the academy. That's
You have to.
That's why you have Forsen running out there.
You have to. You
You look at it's like
Nate,
you got Ahmed Forsen. You got this Forsen kid who's running out there at 19, being pulled from the academy just to play in his first match.
You got 12 games left, and I don't see you making up the points, because if Tottenham come back and win their game, they'll be 6 points ahead. I just don't see it, because I don't see Man United winning every game and running away with it. I think with the injuries that they've had, I think there's a little bit of crisis going on with some of the players behind the scenes, like Rashford. I tell you what, and this isn't a knock on him. I don't like him, Bruno Fernandes. I think this is where, behind the scenes, a real captain, takes the lad, takes Rashford and grabs him by the collar and says, "What the hell kind of a performance was that? We needed you. We needed you. Are you sulking because your girlfriend broke up with you? Are you sulking because you didn't get to play on the left-hand side? Are you sulking because you'd rather be off clubbing? Why are you on the field sulking? Everybody else is putting in an effort. What is your problem?" You know what? I don't know the guy, so Bruno Fernandes might very well do that as a captain. I don't see that happening just based on what I've seen from him, though. But, listen, it's an unfortunate situation that some of those players find themselves in when you've got someone being paid £350,000 a week, and he really can't be bothered to get into the play and try his best for whatever reason. So, anyway, let's put up that table one more time. As you've heard us say, Liverpool, Liverpool ahead on 60 points. Man City, 59 points. Arsenal on 58 points. Villa back there in 4th on 52 points. Those top 3, Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal running away with it. Villa, Tottenham going to fight it out for 4th. Villa currently ahead. Tottenham with a game in hand. Down below, at the bottom of the table, 20th, Sheffield United and Burnley tied on 13 points. Just going to wave right now. Boys, clubs, give it up. Bye-bye, Burnley. Bye-bye, Sheffield United. You gone. Hopefully you can spend that money, that parachute money that comes from the Premiership, wisely in the next year or two and come back. But you gone. Luton Town find themselves in that last relegation spot of 18 on 20 points. They are fighting it out. They've got Man United ahead of them by 1 point. That point that Everton picked up this weekend against Brighton Hove Albion. Valuable point there. They are on 21 points. Now, don't forget, they were deducted 10 points earlier in the year for FFP violations by the Premiership. Rumor has it that Everton could be deducted more points before the season goes on, before the season ends, excuse me. So we will see what happens there. Nottingham Forest in 16th. Rumor is they could also be deducted points. They're on 24 points in 16th. Up the top, 11th position is where Chelsea find themselves, game in hand, +1 goal difference, 35 points. If they get the 3 points from that win, they will find themselves all the way up into 8th position, 1 point behind Brighton Hove Albion in 7th. Boys, it's actually possible for Chelsea to go from 11th to 7th in the next 2 or 3 games. They could find themselves into European competition pretty quickly with a couple of wins. Brooks, you're Brighton Hove Albion. Those Seagulls, they better find a way to pick it up here and get some points, or Chelsea coming.
I mean, what? They're 5 points below Manchester United right now, who are kind of just struggling to stay above water, honestly.
Yeah, I think from 6 down to
Wolves,
11.
Wolves won this weekend. I mean, come on now.
Wolves had a very nice
can
win,
turn
yeah.
around. Everyone at Chelsea in 11th above them has the capability to win and stay where they are.
Yeah.
Let's be honest about that. So, and Fulham has a chance. No one believe me. No, Fulham has a chance if they want to catch Chelsea and get close to there. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's more likely that both Chelsea and Fulham rise up this table. I think Newcastle United, West Ham United drop down. And unfortunately, I hate to say it, but the way Brighton have been playing the last several months, I think they actually might drop down too. I think Wolves, Chelsea, and Fulham finish out and round out this top 10. Just my thought. We do have other games coming up to finish up the weekend. Tomorrow, it's West Ham at home to Brentford. West Ham on a hell of a slide. And then it's into the FA Cup and no games until next weekend. But, boys, I tell you what, it's been an interesting last week or two. Teams up and down. And I was watching that Wolves Sheffield United game today. It really is. There's a lot of parity this year in this league, right? And if you take Man United, for instance, 8 losses at home at Old Trafford. 1 week they're winning. They're playing it, going to Villa Park, stealing all 3 points, deserving all 3 points. The next week they're at home, losing to Fulham. Villa going and losing it early in the season to Nottingham Forest, beating them 4-2 now, beating Arsenal, beating Man City. There's a lot of teams that it's just, hey, there's a lot of parity in this league compared to before. A couple of years ago, Man City are running out winners, 103 points on the season. That ain't happening. That's not happening this year because there's any game, any team can give a top team a game and steal points. Love it. All right, we got a lot of other stuff to get to. We're going to talk Bundesliga. We're going to talk Harry Kane, and Nate's going to give us some inside information on Thomas Tuchel and Bayern Munich. We're going to talk Stuttgart. We're going to talk MLS because MLS kicked off. We got a lot to get to here, boys. I tell you what. Why don't we come back and talk Bundesliga right after this?
Tempo, yes, drop out, good. Yes, touch play, right foot, yes. Scan, good. Touch in, play, drop your hip, right, yes, good scan. Yes. Jay, well done. Get side on touch. Play, see it, yes.
boys and girls, big thank you to Next Level Training, as you saw there. Listen, if you have a kid who is looking to get better and needs some training, Next Level Training is the absolute best in Metro Detroit. Tell you what, my kids go to them. They've improved significantly. Some of the drills they put them through. I was talking to Aaron the other day about how he comes up with these drills. The reason that how he comes up with them was just blew me away. I was stunned. Anyway, Next Level Training, big thanks to those guys, the big supporters of our show. All right. Listen. A lot of you people have been knocking Harry Kane. A lot of you people have been saying the reason Thomas Tuchel's disappearing or getting fired by them is because of Harry Kane. It ain't because of Harry Kane. He's been through something like 6 managers in the last 3 years or 2 years. Some horrendous number, by the way. Blew me away when I read this. He also has 28 goals in 23 Bundesliga games. He ain't the problem. Okay, I'm telling you that right now. So, Nate, if you're going to tell me that Harry Kane's a problem, I'm going to throw my shoe at you.
It's Kimmich.
It's Kimmich. Absolutely Kimmich. All right, it's Bundesliga chat time. We're talking about the Bundesliga. We're talking about Bayer Leverkusen breaking records. Oh, my word. Xabi Alonso is an absolute magician. I do expect him to be at Liverpool next year. That's just my personal opinion. We'll see. We're talking about Bayer Leverkusen. We're talking about Stuttgart. We're talking about Bayern Munich. Nate, give us the lowdown, my friend. It's the Bundesliga chat time.
Oh, when it's late at night and you're really bored and you got nothing else to do, it's Bundesliga chat time.
Chat time.
With your friends, Craig and Brooks, and some asshole in the right-hand corner. All right, Leverkusen playing Mainz. You are right. They are onto their historic win streak there and undefeated in all competitions, first thing.
Incredible.
And absolutely.
And I said it last week, I'm going to say it again. Sorry to cut you off. Yeah. I don't care what league you're freaking playing in, my friend. I don't care if you're playing co-ed, rec, and you've got baller players to go 34 unbeaten. An absolutely incredible record. I don't think enough attention is being paid to this record. It blows my mind.
34 unbeaten, new German record. Surpassing Munich's 33 unbeaten, if you will, with the goal, one of the hell of a goal from Xhaka in minute 3, kicking out to him, who did a funny little celebration dance.
I thought he was hurt.
That not only you thought he was hurt,
no,
but
Xavi
Xavi thought he was hurt. The medical staff thought he was hurt. Yeah. And then the players started laughing and all doing it at the same time, and then they went on with it. So what he did was he grabbed his hamstring and started like high stepping, like he pulled or tore his hamstring, and then they all started laughing, and then Xavi Alonso probably had a heart attack.
I was about to say,
Mainz came back, scored in the 8th minute, and then Andrich really sealed the deal with the 66-minute goal. Pulling them ahead and into victory, onwards and upwards for Leverkusen. So what's next? If we look at the match chart, they're playing Cologne, which, bottom of the table team there, so that should be an easy...
35 straight wins!
I hate to say that should be an easy win, but because often when you play those bottom of the table teams, sometimes funky stuff could happen. But you never know. I would put my money on Cologne. Leverkusen coming out over Cologne. Then they travel the Europa to.
Does Cologne smell nice?
Cologne always smells nice.
Always.
They travel to the Europa to play on a Quargbarg.
Quagbarg.
Quagmire?
Quargbarg FK in the Europa League. Funny thing about that team is they played them already in the Europa League in the group stage and beat them like 5-0 and then beat them 1-0. So they're like 6-1 up on them right now. So that's who they drew in the round of 16 there. So
interesting. Good
for them. So it looks like they'll be moving on there. And then really, I hate to say, no matches of note. They play the Pokel. They'll play Düsseldorf until they really get down to April 20th when they play Dortmund there. So outside of that, everyone else is below the top 6 that they played. So they could keep this streak going is my only point.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Onwards, my friend.
Onwards. Munich.
Oh, Munich.
2-1 nail biter against Leipzig. They really needed this win because they were struggling on a 3-game
I watched
slide.
a little of the first half of this. They missed some easy chances, Munich, to score.
They
It was a good save by the goalkeeper off Harry Kane's header.
They
Yes.
had some chances.
Fourth minute in,
I
yeah.
would say it was a pretty even game. Leipzig is no slouch. Actually, they beat them the last 4 times they played them. They have a very good attack. Leipzig does with Sissoko, Openina, Xavi Simmons, and Olmo. Those guys really kind of put on a show. Sissoko did end up getting a goal. Had a couple that probably should have been put away for Leipzig. Barely there. Interesting match. Kane got his 2, which is setting him up for possibly beating out that goal scoring record, which would be pretty amazing.
That would be.
Now to pass Lewandowski.
Yep.
Now let's.
He needs a goal a game, basically.
I think he'll do it. I mean, he's got 28 and 23 now.
He just gets a goal a game. I did the math. It was like 1.2 goals a game is what he needs in order to surpass it.
I would put money on that record being broken by Harry Kane. I would put money on it right now. I would.
I'm sure you could bet on it.
I don't know if you can actually, but I'll find it. Now let's talk about Thomas Tuchel.
So the interesting thing here, before we jump onto that,
Okay.
Josh Kimmich playing right back for the first time in a long time instead of playing defensive mid. Same Josh Kimmich who couldn't find a field. The same Josh Kimmich who gotten possibly a physical altercation with one of the coaching staff.
Heard this.
Yeah, that
rumor.
Right before Tuchel ended up getting sacked. Tuchel claims it has nothing to do with Kimmich, and that's not why he's being sacked. But or not sacked, a mutual agreement to part ways is what we are getting to
At the end of the season.
At the end of the season, which is hella interesting because it's basically like I'm fired, but I'll stay for the next 12 games, I guess.
What a unique situation. Thomas Tuchel out at the end of the season. Now he's staying for 12 games. What kind of that doesn't happen very often, right? That's
very
unique. But listen, so all right, Thomas Tuchel out. He could find himself being the first manager in the last 13 years or more. I can't remember the stat at the moment at Bayern Munich who hasn't won a trophy. Yeah. He hasn't won a trophy. He's brought in some high-profile players. They spent a lot of money for him. It's just not worked out. It obviously, behind the scenes, that hasn't worked out. Who do they go for? Who? Come on.
So
in my opinion, it's got to be Hansi Flick. He's got to come back.
I don't know. So Flick did hire a new agent recently and is keeping his options open.
The reason I will say, not sorry to cut you off, Nate, the reason I'll say it's Hansi Flick is because the executives behind the scenes are different now from when he was there.
So that's a
when he walked
possibility,
away.
and honestly, I'd go in on Flick.
No more Oliver Kahn.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility, and I would go all in on Flick if I was in the board and
Yeah.
management. However, the way that Flick left, I'm not so sure that they're going to want him. He burnt a lot of bridges on the way out.
I
Apparently,
don't know if the fans would want him back either.
he
He
won
left,
everything.
he left to take the national team job, right? It's not like he left for another
no,
club.
No. He left because of the board and him getting into the disagreement.
Mm-hmm.
The national team job just so happened to open up at the same time.
I get it.
And then he did
But
very poor there.
Very poor there.
So-
different board now, though, right? No
Different-
Sami Halilovic.
Yeah,
and no Oliver
all
Kahn.
different. It's all different, but
Yeah.
the reality is he's not really gun ho and hasn't jumped on it. There's hasn't been heavy rumors with there. Klopp said he was going to take a year off, which I think he's going to. That means he's lined up for the German national team job still, if you ask me.
After the Euros.
Tuchel?
Tuchel. Well, no, Klopp.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Klopp said he's
Yeah.
taking a year off.
Yeah.
And then we'll and that to me says you're going for the German national team job, which he was allegedly that one of the top candidates, him and Tuchel apparently. So who knows? Both of them.
So
will
if
be available.
it's not Klopp,
I don't think it's going to be Xavi Alonso.
Correct.
Because
No, I don't think so either.
doesn't make sense because Munich's going to have a lot of problems. Munich has serious wage problems that they have to now overcome with some of these high-priced players.
I think they're going to sell Davies.
You have Up Makendo that's making a gajillion. You have Mathis Delit that's making a gajillion. You got that Kim that's making a gajillion. You got 3 high press up.
You're kind of paying for
price
Neuer,
center
who hasn't
backs.
done very well either.
You have issues with your left and right wingers that are making a lot of money that are probably going to be looking to replace Neuer. You might need a new goalkeeper. You got a good striker, but there's serious personnel issues that you have there. So it's going to be a project to kind of get everything cleaned up. And I don't know if he wants to do that. Plus, if you ask me, between the two more open positions, I think Liverpool's a bit more desired. Now, I got a name here.
No. This is
I
some
got a
German
name.
secret.
It's not German secret.
I thought maybe you had like a guy over there who you talk to, who's in the underground, who knows this
I
stuff.
have guys.
Like I do?
Yeah.
Who you got a German? You got a guy in Germany? You
guy?
talk-
No, and my English connections.
Yes, your English connections.
Yes.
No, this
Yes.
is, bullshit guess on a podcast, Nate. Like all of our bullshit guests on
You're
a
on a
podcast.
You're on a podcast?
Am I?
Can I listen to it?
Sure.
Yeah.
No, this isn't yours.
Oh, this! Oh,
Yeah.
this
Okay.
thing that we do. Yeah.
So you just paid for one of the best strikers in the world, arguably, right?
Sure.
I mean, you're an English fan, so yeah.
Arguably one of the best strikers in the world right now, for sure. Harris.
You're going to have issues where you need to bring someone in who can gel a disjointed team together and make them work good.
Mm-hmm.
In a league, there's one guy who's actually done this
In that league.
Oh, and he's not there right now?
And he's
Is he a free agent at the moment, or is he coaching somewhere?
He's coaching somewhere.
He's in that league right now, and it's unfortunate because he coaches a team that starts with an S and ends with a Stuttgart.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Sebastian Hoeneß.
Because he's been able to get strikers firing in the last 12 months on his squad.
Because number 2 goal scorer in the league and number 4 goal scorer in the league are all from, you want to guess where?
Stuttgart.
So, yeah. So let's also go deep into Hoeneß's family origins, shall we? And where he was actually born. Do you want to know where he was born?
Munich?
Munich. Do you want to know where his
Did he play in the Munich Academy?
No, he did not. But do you want to know where his dad played?
Bayern?
Bayern. Do you want to know where his who he's nephews of?
Of?
Are they current players?
Uli Hoeneß.
Oh,
you want to know who Uli Hoeneß is? Former international of Bayern, and so happens to be on the board of Bayern. You want to know what some of his past jobs were?
See, and this is set up for this is going to happen. It's a setup.
He was, Bayern Munich number 2 coach from 2019 to 2020, and also their academy coach. Have Bayern Munich done something like this before, similar? Yes, they have.
Yes.
They actually
They like their own blood.
They took Frankfurt's old coach long ago. That didn't work out. But
Does that mean the flick goes to Stuttgart?
No, that ain't happening.
That's not gonna happen.
Oh.
So
He just knows the flick now.
This is obviously rumor and hearsay, but if you ask me, that's probably a very viable candidate.
Nate,
and
I
will
gotta be
then
honest.
curl up in a
I
ball
think
and
it
just
makes
cry.
sense. I think it makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense when you really start ironing it out.
Yep.
He took a team. Let's mind you where Stuttgart was. Stuttgart
Was gonna
Almost
get relegated.
relegated. last
almost
year.
relegated, had to still go to playoff battle. He
Yeah.
pulled them out. Now they're number 3.
Yes.
And he has done very little to change that squad. In fact, he lost Endo off to
Liverpool.
Yeah, who is their captain.
Yeah.
He lost their starting left winger. He lost one of their starting center back. He actually lost 3 starters in his original 11 that he had, and then replaced them essentially with nothing, and still is marching forward. So
Nate, you're right. Sorry about your luck. Your coach is heading to Munich because guess what? He's got more money to spend there, and he's going to get bigger salary.
my only hope is that he looks at that and goes, yeah, I really don't want to take that project on because that seems a bit tough and hard. And being 41, he can still sit there at Stuttgart for I'm hoping, Craig. Let me goddamn hope.
Who says that project seems
Shut
a
up.
bit tough?
Shut up.
I don't need all the money.
I don't wanna do all that stuff.
Oh.
He'll be in the Champions League too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is true.
Okay, Stuttgart's like raring to go, but yeah, that's
Do you think the flick goes to Dortmund?
That's
So,
a possibility.
the only way that the only road out hopefully is Munich goes, well, we don't want to experiment. We need a winner in now, and then they overlook him because that is a possibility where we have failed the last 3 manager hires we've had.
Oh,
we
my
have
word. They
failed.
got to get the
We
next
have-
one
we
right.
have screwed this up. We need to get the next one right. We cannot take the risk.
And they've all been German, right?
Yeah. Well, too. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. What are the chances a club like Bayern Munich go and hire
Jose Mourinho? 100%.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen. But
Simeone.
What's the chance? No, Simeone. They don't have enough money to pay for Simeone.
Eric Ten Hag.
Yes. What are the chances they go to an
Zerbi.
English coach?
De Zerbi.
No.
Why are you laughing?
I
They have English players at this club now. They paid
What,
$105 million for a top English striker.
$4 million for the other one.
Well,
They
that's
want
a
to
loan.
They're going to get Grandpa Roy.
You know what's funny is
No, they should.
what's funny is
Yeah.
you want to know who is at the Munich game? Your head coach.
Well, he's watching.
He's sitting in the
Southgate?
stand,
Southgate?
having a smile. And you got to wonder though too is I could see more English players going over to Munich.
Yeah.
And now they're getting, or not in Munich, but just in
The
Germany.
Bundesliga in general.
Because you're getting decent salary. They're having an influx of cash.
Yep.
And you get time off.
You do.
You
Ooh,
get
yeah.
time off.
Yeah.
And you actually play.
And if Kane and, who knows, if Kane and
With Dyer.
Dyer still make the national team squad,
Kane will. I don't know if Dyer will.
even if he makes it as rotational, that's a sign that hey,
Yep.
you can go over there,
Yep.
and I'm still gonna take you.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, all right. Well, lots of interesting things to come there. The Bundesliga just keeps rolling around. Keep going. Let's
just
go,
to
Nate.
round it up real
Yep.
quick, we're going to do some hot hitters. New segment of the weekly Bundesliga Snore Fest that nobody cares about, that then Brooks is going to get a shot of adrenaline right in the kneecaps. Americans in Germany. Whopper, fry.
Das
Whopper,
Americans
Whopper,
in
fry.
Bundesliga.
Whopper, fry in Guten Tag, Germany.
Can we call
All right.
Can we call it Das Americans?
No, it's Whopper Fry in Germany, goddammit. I was doing a thing.
The
Let's
segment.
do it. All right, Americans, Germany. Let's go. What we got?
Hitters,
buddy?
here we go, baby! So, rounding off, just going right down the list, the 2-2 draw of Union Berlin and Hoffenheim. Saw a Maloney and Arison actually both played around 81 and 83 minutes conjectively in that match, so good on them.
Did you see the goal that Aaronson's back? That he,
The
the shot just went off his back and in the goal.
I did
Yep.
not see
Yeah.
that one.
Everyone loves it. Everyone,
Hey, it's a
loves
goal.
those
Goal's a
guys.
goal, right, Craig?
Yep.
Doesn't matter where.
Doesn't matter how it goes in, as long as it goes in.
Yeah.
Yep, we had Pfalk playing a good chunk of 88 minutes and getting a goal for Gladbach in a 5-2
right.
burner. Yeah, there you go, buddy.
Barn burner.
Yeah, barn burner.
Yeah.
Then rounding out Sunday, we had Frankfurt versus Wolfsburg. We had Kevin Padres playing a
Paredes.
whole 90 full minutes from creating the most chances out of any player. We had Hoffenheim beating, that was a 2-2 draw there. We had Hoffenheim beating Dortmund. Thank you, Hoffenheim. And a whole Eric Brooks, who will never see the field.
John
again.
Brooks.
John Brooks, sorry.
Yes.
I'm all over the map.
You are.
John Brooks playing another full 90 there for that team. And not that it counts, because I won't count it. Tim Chandler.
Timmy
He's not-
Chandler.
He's not American.
God,
but
he's still playing.
he had an assist. Screw that guy. In League Two,
Oh,
First-
going deep now.
yeah, going deep. Still
League
Americans in Germany.
Das Americanos.
You didn't say in the Bundesliga. You just
I
said
said Americans in Germany.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Whopper, fry, guten Tag. All right. So we had Julian Green playing a full 90 with a Maximilian Dietz playing also a full 90. And we're rooting for them to keep climbing that table
Why?
because,
I think Dietz is one of the younger guys over there,
yes,
too.
he is. He's
Yeah.
20. Because they're sitting very close to being promoted. And we all know
Oh, yeah.
that Greg Berhalter doesn't know what a League Two is. So if you want to see any of those guys play, they got to be in League One because Berhalter goes, I'm too big time for a League Two. Josh Sargent, who?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, Nate.
Sergeant who?
The guy who scored 4 goals. in
Sergeant
4 straight
Pepper's
going
only
for Norwich.
heart band?
Yep.
You can't handle the truth.
What? Who? League Two?
League what?
God bless you. Anywho.
Anywho. All right.
And that concludes your Whopper, Fry, Guten Tag, Americans in Bundesliga.
Das Americanos.
Das Americanos. What I love it, Nate. Well done. Great roundup. Great chat.
You can't
I don't
go
even know what that
Spanish
means. I don't even know
with-
what that means. Anyway. All right, lots of other stuff to get to here, guys. I'm going to throw this out there before we get to the MLS stuff.
All right.
I'm going to throw it out there. This has nothing to do with it.
We got people urgently waiting, like Luke Zagorski, about MLS, but that's fine.
This is true.
Yeah.
Couple of pieces here other than the MLS. Weston McKennie dislocates his shoulder in the Juventus win today, by the way. This is like the third time he's done this.
Yeah.
They don't think he's going to be out for super long, but oh man, that's not good news. U.S. men's national team player Weston McKennie in the Juventus win today dislocates his shoulder. Hopefully they can just pop it back in. He's all right, good to go. But if you've done it a couple times, he may need some surgery on that thing. And this summer is a big summer for USA Soccer, so he needs to stay healthy. All right. Also, U.S. women's national team played this past week. They beat Argentina on Friday. I think it was Tuesday they played in Dominican Republic in L.A. Attendance was poor. I cannot tell you how embarrassingly poor attendance was at Carson Stadium in L.A. Just horrible.
Oh, that's Herbalife Nutrition Stadium. That's where the Galaxy play.
Whatever.
In Carson, California.
In Carson, California, yeah.
Used to be StubHub, Home Depot. There used to be all that
Used
stuff.
to be all that stuff, whatever.
Yeah, now it's Herbalife.
Dude, the attendance was so poor. I was just shocked. I mean, listen, I get it. It's 7 o'clock LA time. It's rush hour. It looked like there was a little rain and drizzle going on. It wasn't the warmest of weather, but get out there and support the U.S. women, please, especially because they were all the young players. All of the young players are there.
Been coming.
Oh, my gosh. Olivia Moultrie, by the way, awesome 18-year-old player who plays for Portland Thorns, scored 2 goals. Stud of a player. I absolutely love watching her play. She is going to be a stud on the U.S. women's national team for years to come.
Yep.
I tell you what, if they were playing within a couple of hours of here, I would have been there watching. I was really just disappointed that the U.S. fans did not show up for the U.S. women out there. All right, let's get on. Let's do this MLS talk, buddy.
MLS.
All right.
Haven't done this in a while.
Yeah. All right. So we know that Inter Miami opened up against Real Salt Lake on Wednesday down in Miami.
I did watch that.
What was the final score? Was it 2-0?
That score was
2-0.
yes, 2-0 Miami.
2-0
That was
Miami.
a extremely boring game, to be honest with you. Very controlled by Inter Miami. Great save off the line, off the free kick by Justin Glad, though. Very clever by Pablo Mastroeni to put 2 guys on the post with the goalkeeper from a free kick that far because you know he's going to take it. So
I tell you what, that I mean,
Yeah.
I don't care even if it's closer to the goal. You put 2 guys on the post. I don't think you're able to score, really.
Yes.
I mean, unless you put it between the goalkeeper and that player and they both flub up. But at some point,
Correct.
they're just both going to get to it, I think. So,
yes.
very smart. You're right.
Yes. Messi with a little trickery. Andrew Brody goes down, pops the ball over him, and almost scores off that. If that wasn't blocked, it would have been gone in the goal, I think.
That was the highlight of that game, essentially, is Messi popping the ball over an injured player as he rolls around on the ground.
Yes.
Now, I heard a couple of people like, well, that's kind of not sportsmanlike. You should have passed the ball out or kicked the ball out of
You
bounds.
still play.
No, you still play on. These days, you play on
Unless
until,
it's a head injury.
or unless everybody can see it's a horrendous injury.
Correct.
Which it was not.
Correct.
It was not. What do you have? The wind knocked out him? Get knocked out?
No, he got stepped on by Gressel. He fell and he stepped on him, and then the second half he had to wrap his arm a little bit in like an air cast or something. But he's broken that arm before, so.
It wasn't anything serious, let's be honest. It didn't look like anything at first off.
Yeah.
So no complaints about that. But he pops the ball over him and shoots. And
RSL just couldn't put anything together though. It was Cucho. It was just tough for him. He got.
They're not going to be a great team this year, right?
No, I mean no. Like it takes them a while. Listen, they have a whole new coaching staff. He 86 all his other assistants. They have Nate Miller, who was a former Spring Arbor University coach from the lived in the Lansing area. So he's a Michigan guy.
Yep.
Was it with San Diego Loyal and Landon Donovan? So they have a bunch of new assistants that they brought on. So it's going to be interesting how that staff meshes with Mastroeni and everything. So, no, I think they'll be fine. RSL will be fine.
So, all right, give me the assessment because now we're pretty much through week 1, right? Everybody's played a game.
Yes.
The second game for Miami is tonight. The
Yes.
second game of the season. They're playing right
It's currently
now.
0-0 with LA
0-0
Galaxy.
LA Galaxy.
Yes.
But give me your assessment overall. We don't want to recap of every game, but your thoughts of teams that you saw play and what you've read and what you've talked to with fellow MLS experts.
Yes.
Give us your assessment, the good, the bad, and the ugly, my friend.
Yes. Atlanta United did not look good against Columbus. Amada did not look very well for how much, he's a young player. They want to sell him overseas. I struggled to see that a little bit. Brad Guzan with a good PK save. I like Columbus. I really like Columbus a lot. You and I were talking a bit before. I did not know this. One of the broadcasters says during the game, the Columbus-Atlanta game, hey, Wilfred Nancy, when he does training, he tells his players to play other positions. So Darlington Navy, go play center forward. Sean Zawatsky, go play right center back. Obviously probably besides the goalkeeper. But he does it on purpose so everyone can understand the position the player, their teammate plays in, so they have a better understanding of the game. That is just, they don't have the sexiest players. I mean, Cucho, again, on fire. Great goal to put him up 1-0. Probably should have converted the PK that Guzan saved. But, if Cucho keeps scoring, Rossi keep doing his thing, and Yeboah and Farsi and everyone on the wingback position, get up and down and get service and can get in behind and beat their guys, they are going to be a very tough team to beat.
And they were your pick for MLS champions this year, right?
No, Supporter Shield.
So who did you have winning?
New England.
You had New England. That's right.
Who
You had New England winning.
Who lost 3-1.
You had Supporter.
But again, like we talked about in their Facebook group, what's more difficult to win, Supporter Shield or MLS Cup? Supporter Shield.
Supporter Shield for sure. It's the long haul, the marathon.
New England could be crappy the first half and then turn it on and then win MLS
And that
Cup.
Carlos Gil goal, by the way.
Yes.
That Carlos Gil goal for New England was, oh my word, top class.
Yes.
What were you gonna say, Nate?
Supporter Shield's harder to win in your opinion?
Yes.
Than the MLS Cup.
So Supporter Shield would be better than the MLS Cup?
Yes.
Wait, say that again. Supporter Shield would be
Yes,
better than
FC Cincinnati.
Which you won last year.
Wait, hold on.
Which your team won last year.
Okay.
Yep.
So Supporter Shield is better than. So if you won like the MLS Cup and you're raising some shit ass banner that didn't look very well, and then you're like, this is more important, you'd be wrong, right? In your words.
I don't know about that. This is
be wrong.
You'd be wrong in your words, right?
I don't think you're wrong.
You're wrong. You can say it. You can say Luke Sikorsky. I mean, what?
Yeah.
You say it wrong.
This is America, Nate. This is America. They want the playoffs, and they want a playoff champion.
Playoffs?
Talk about playoffs.
Normal leagues.
Normal leagues,
It's
just the league and
the
the team at the end of the season.
I will say though,
wins it.
I do like the format, so I'm not taking the piss out of the format. I just wanted to acknowledge which one was more important. Luke.
Throwing darts at Luke Sikorsky.
No,
no.
would.
Oh,
did I say
no.
Luke? I said let's look on to the other emblems.
The other guy. Okay.
Let's continue with the rest of
So
the
I did
MLS.
watch LAFC Seattle. LAFC looked good. No Vela. Good replacements. Larice looked fine. The young Mexican international 20-year-old left back looked like he fit in after losing Palacios. They look good. Edward Atuesta coming back for them. They will be a difficult team to beat again. Bouanga looked really good. Bogusz scored a very good goal as well. Seattle will be fine. And I put this in my write-up. If anyone reads our Substack, we always do a game of the week, and I kind of mention, hey, Stephen Fry is 37, and he's got two younger goalkeepers below them, Andrew Thomas and Castro. Castro being a homegrown goalkeeper, and then Andrew Thomas having a very good career at Stanford and signing with Seattle after. So Andrew Thomas came in, a tough game to start. Faced a lot of shots, a lot of dinged off the post and whatnot, but Seattle will be fine. Their back line will be fine. I expect them to be a top 5 team in the Western Conference, so they should be good. New York City going to Charlotte and dropping it. Charlotte with the new coach with Dean Smith.
Yep, yes, sir.
Yes, your former Villa man.
Yes, sir. Dean Smith getting the job done down in Charlotte.
Yes. So we'll see how NYCFC turns that around a bit. Obviously, Revs dropping 3-1 to DC United. We're interested to see how DC United can keep that going. Obviously, New England coming off the CONCACAF Champions League win they had a few days ago, so I'm sure that was a little tired legs. The surprise, I think, the result of the week was Orlando and Montreal tying 0-0. Everyone thought, I didn't expect a lot from Montreal this year, and Orlando, with the way they started in their CONCACAF Champions League and how they've added players. I mean, I think people see Orlando as a team that can go deep in the playoffs this year,
Really?
and stay at the top of the Eastern Conference. So that's a good win away at Orlando for Montreal to get. I watched the Philly-Chicago game. I think this is Philly's last go-around to really make something of it because...
This is Jim Curtin's last go with this group because of...
Well, I think a lot of them are getting old. They need to kind of sift through people.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. I don't see it. I think they'll make the playoffs. Chicago looked good, though.
Chicago revamped this year a little bit, right?
Yes.
Kellen Acosta there, our good friend of the show, Kellen Acosta.
Yes, Chris Brady,
didn't
who
come
just
in until
interviewed.
later. Chris Brady, everybody, if you haven't seen it, Chris Brady interview. It's about a 12-minute interview. MLS goalkeeper, U.S. men's national team goalkeeper, Chris Brady for Chicago Fire.
Yeah.
Great young kid.
Yeah.
Gave some great answers. Very honest as well.
Yeah.
Check out that on our YouTube if you haven't already.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, the Fire will be interesting. I think it's going to take them a little time to mesh. Where does Kellen, come into the starting lineup and how things work? It was a little tough when Gutman went down in the first 3 minutes. Andrew Gutman, the guy they just signed from Atlanta United, Chicago kid, former Fire Academy kid, replaced Chase Gasper. So they have some stuff they still have to figure out, but they should be an interesting club. The shocker for the wooden spoon, we picked Minnesota. They're going to Austin and beating them 2-1. So that does not bode well for Josh Wolf.
Damn you, Minnesota!
I know.
Damn you! You're supposed to lose. I want to win this prediction.
Well, you shouldn't like them anymore because they took a Man U assistant. So
Yes, I saw that. So now the Man U assistant is coming across, and they are going to officially hire him as their head coach.
yes, so
I still want them to win the wooden spoon.
I know you do. I know. But that does not bode well for Josh Wolf at Austin FC if he keeps on a losing streak because of the new guy they brought over from Man City, who I think has other ideas. And if Josh does not do well, I think we can see a change at the helm for Austin halfway through the season. Dallas looked good. I was impressed with their draft pick, Logan Farrington, who I had seen in college. He had done extremely well, created a lot of chances. Clever goal from the first one from the FC Dallas midfielder. San Jose put up a good fight as well. So those will be two interesting teams. I didn't see the Kansas City-Houston game. Portland coming out hot and not having all their DP players as well. They still have some guys they can sign, some 2 or 3 DP players they can sign. So 4-1, Dan Wolka and I talked about that a little bit because he's a Rapids guy. So
Yes, he is.
I was a little surprised that Colorado didn't keep that one closer. It was like 3-0 at halftime, I believe.
Yeah, I would have thought it'd been.
Yes.
They've had a big turnaround of players
Yes.
this year, so I thought they were going to do a lot better. Go ahead.
The one game today I watched. I'm going to talk about that. The Cincinnati-Toronto game.
Oh, give us your thoughts, my friends.
I don't think Cincinnati will be as good as they were this year as they were last year.
Oh,
They have some
bold
problems
prediction.
at right wing back.
Yep.
They need a 9.
They signed a new right wing back though. He was coming from the Brazilian.
He won't. So Kubo got roasted. He needs to go back in the midfield.
And so they already got one. They already got him signed. They signed him this week. So.
They have a big problem at the number 9, and I don't think Santos and Bayard as the combination are the answer.
Bayard had a hell of a bicycle kick that was saved by Sean Johnson. I read that a little bit differently than you, my friend. Listen. It'll be yet to be shown, but I do think they're still promising. I think you have 4 new players into a lineup that started. It takes time to gel.
Yeah.
And I still think you still have the best player in the MLS last year who's still kind of.
He looked really frustrated today, though.
And you know what? I think you'll come together. You need a bit of time. Kubo is not a right back.
No.
He was a makeshift, but they signed one, and he's coming straight from the Brazilian league. So
Straight off the plane or the
straight
boat.
off the plane.
Whatever it
He
takes
signed-
to get
he
to
was signed
Can you take a
last
boat
week.
to Cincinnati?
Yeah, well, you can. There's a river. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see. And he was also taught after Inter Miami, but looks.
I don't mind Corey Bayard being a striker. It's Santos. I think they need to replace.
Probably.
He is. If it was
I'm not a
Vasquez
Santos-
and Bayard, I'd say fine.
I'm not a Santos fan, but you know what? I would like Barrett and Kubo. I think Kubo has a lot to offer as a false 9
He does.
and drop in.
but we'll see. I mean, I think you still have a lot of different pieces, and I still think you got one of the better back lines. One of the better defenses in this league.
Kip Keller worries me. I watched Kip in college, and then he really shit the bed at Austin.
Kip Keller is not your main staple. You got Miazga. You got Robinson.
True, because Miazga did not play today because of suspension.
Hoyland or Hoagland
yeah,
I can't say
Haglund.
Yeah, and I like Haglund.
Nick, yeah,
I like Nick.
Yeah.
I like Nick too. I don't know who that is.
I like Matt Miazga, and I think those three guys are really going to be your starters.
Sure.
When all things are healthy and neutral and natural.
Yeah. Now they're on the thing is Nick Haglund is on the older side. That's the tough part.
That's fine
with that one.
Yeah.
But I think this year is going to be interesting to see how Celentano's been good for them, but I don't think their center backs are as good as last year because they had the one guy from Wolves that was on loan.
Yeah.
That I thought was pretty strong for them.
He was very strong, yeah. But I think Robson offers. I think he's a suitable replacement.
Yeah.
I think he's a suitable replacement.
Fair.
Especially since he could have went and gone to Europe, but didn't want to take a pay cut.
Fair.
So he was taught off their European teams.
Yeah. I think Toronto, though, the way they played against Cincinnati today, I think they will be a very interesting team. I think John Herdman has them going in the right direction. He's found spots. He's gotten Richie Larea, who's going to play inverted, so they're playing the wing-backs inverted to dribble inside. He doesn't want to whip in crosses and do any of that. I think they will be very interesting. Sean Johnson is an exceptional goalkeeper. Insigne, if he can get it going and stop being a complainer and just play the game, I think they will be fine. I think their midfield's good. I don't think they'll finish at the bottom. They may not make the playoffs, but I think they'll be a very competitive team.
The funny thing is, listen, all the news we've heard in the last several months about MLS, all the players coming in, all the different coaches, I think John Herdman has flown under the radar with this move. If anybody remembers, John Herdman was the Canadian women's national team coach.
Yes.
And he worked wonders inside that program. So much so that the Canadian men's team said, no, you're coming here. And he worked wonders inside of that program.
Yes.
To the point where you're like, this guy is just a tactical genius and knows how to manage football players.
Yes.
And then Toronto offer him a nice big deal, and he goes there. I think maybe not this year, but I think they'll see the benefit next year. This could be a real player because I think this is flown under the radar. Yes, Nate?
No, I was going to say that to Brooks's point, I think a lot was not taken to Toronto's success and the game that Sean Johnson actually played.
He did. He was great today.
He was great.
He made a lot of great saves.
He was man of the match. So they did play a good game, and they did look to be a great.
Early on, they gave Cincinnati a lot of issues.
So Toronto had to make a couple of hell of a saves, right off the post to make sure things didn't go in.
Yep.
So it's early on. You don't know. It's game one.
Yeah.
If a league was won in one game, then Villa would have won the Premier League.
We win the Premier League.
Yeah.
You're giving it to us. We'll take it.
Yeah.
My hot take though is after watching Inter Miami play against RSL and then just kind of following along tonight, I just think they're too old, Craig.
Why you look at me? I'm old. I get it. Don't have to call it out.
I don't like Kristoff at center back. I don't like this new guy to Viles. I know they signed a new DP under 23 Redondo, whose I guess father was a huge player in Argentina.
Yep.
So that could be a game changer. I don't love Robert Taylor. I think he's pretty average. Suarez looked pretty fat, and couldn't really get around very well, honestly.
You should tell him that to his face, though.
He might bite me.
He would.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Take another bite
Messi was outstanding. Busquets gave the ball away a lot. I just don't think Drake Callender is a star MLS goalkeeper. I think they're in trouble. I mean, Gressel looked good. Yedlin was fine. Alba was fine. I just think they're in trouble.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying that because it's early days. So hot take, Miami's in trouble. And nothing wrong with saying that. All right. Well, that'll wrap us up for a little bit of MLS talk. Well done, Brooks. A lot of good stuff there. All right. Listen, we got a couple of things. Do you press the button for the applause for yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
Just making sure everybody is.
Hey, I would. If he didn't, I would have thought less of him. I mean, wouldn't you? I'm surprised he didn't applause his applause after he did that.
Yeah, applause is applause, and then an applause after that.
Yeah,
Applause,
I'm applying the
We
applause.
got a signal when you want an applause.
I gotta like.
There's a signal for that?
I don't know. I don't really
the
need
signal?
the applause.
I don't know. What?
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's it right there.
All right,
Hey,
boys.
Can I get a double applause?
Double
please?
applause. All right, we're gonna talk a few rumors here, but before that, I want to talk about the upcoming FA Cup games that are happening this week. Monday, Coventry City hosts Maidstone United. Cinderella story, Maidstone United. These guys are semi-pro players. They've made it this far. They've made it to the big boys. Let's see if they can get it done at Coventry City. That would be very interesting. We're all rooting for them.
And they don't want Marcus Rashford, right?
They definitely do not want
Yeah,
or
or
need-
Anthony.
No, they don't need
Yeah.
any of those players. No, and if you think about it, the amount of money any pick one, Rashford or Anthony, that they earn is probably double the salary of every single one of those
Yes.
Maidstone United players combined.
You're essentially saying they can't play in the National League, any of those guys.
No,
Yeah.
they shouldn't.
Yeah.
All right, Bournemouth hosting Leicester City. Leicester City championship team looking to come right back up, get automatically promoted. They could actually beat Bournemouth here. So if you're looking for a little bit of an upset and a win on the odds for betting, I would pick Leicester City there. Blackburn Rovers hosting Newcastle United. That one at Ewood Park. This is 2:45 Tuesday, March 27th on ESPN+. That could be actually a pretty good game, but honestly, Newcastle United should come away with it. They need a win. They need to get their confidence back. Then it's Luton Town hosting Big Boys Man City at Kenilworth Road there, 3 o'clock Tuesday as well. All these games, ESPN+. We're all expecting Man City to walk away with that one. They should. Luton Town, they need to focus on the league, but you never know. We'll see what happens there. Wednesday, Chelsea host Leeds. Chelsea coming off a big loss today, as we talked about earlier, hosting Leeds, high-flying championship team Leeds. Nottingham Forest host Manchester United. Nottingham Forest beaten 4-2 this weekend by Villa. This one at the City Ground. Man United traveling there. Wolves hosting Brighton Hove Albion. This one's at Molineux, 2:45 on Wednesday. Liverpool hosting Southampton. Fully expecting the kids to run out there for Liverpool and win again. All right, boys, couple more minutes. I got some
Wheeler
rumors.
randomness?
What? No, I got some rumors for you first.
Oh, okay.
I got some rumors. Now, I don't know if you know this, but I subscribe to the Fabrizio Romano newsletter. So, yeah, I get an insider scoop. I pay for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the feeds that come over through Facebook or?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
Not the feeds that come over
Not
through
the feeds that come over their Facebook.
How much is that per month?
I don't want to tell you. That's where all of the We Are Soccer money goes to.
Ah.
All right.
$1.50?
Oh, shit. Yeah, something like that.
One whole $1.50 goes
One whole
to that?
$1.50.
Everyone, we need more sponsors so
We
Craig can
definitely-
keep paying this.
Yeah, I need it.
That's what we're talking about.
We need $2.50 in order
$2.50. Chip in, guys.
That way Brooks can read the articles too.
Be sure to follow along on our Patreon or our OnlyFans.
Yes.
We do have an OnlyFans.
It's actually a fan store.
We don't have a Patreon.
Yes. Did you see my
We do
Did you
have.
see my
Only-
meme I sent you guys in the group text with the OnlyFans?
We don't read those, Brooks.
God.
You're in a group text with Brooks?
We're in a group text.
Oh, I muted that one.
Yep, you
Years
muted that
ago.
one.
Anyways.
We don't read it because Brooks is the only
Moving
one.
on.
Moving on. All right, rumors from Fabrizio Romano. Aaron Ramsdale this summer to Chelsea. Chelsea are in need of a goalkeeper because I don't think Sanchez is good enough. I think Ramsdale needs to get out of Arsenal because Rea is the goalkeeper there who they bought for $40 million. I think he needs out. The rumor is Aaron Ramsdale to Chelsea. I don't know if this one happens. London club to London club Premiership. Just saying. We'll throw it out there.
Right. Seagulls. Seagulls.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Ross Barkley to Man United.
What?
Oh, forget
Yes.
that.
Ross Barkley to Man United. If this happens, I will laugh my ass off because Ross Barkley has done the rounds. He went from Everton. We went to Chelsea. He went to Villa. He couldn't cut it at any of these teams. He went to Nice in France. He got cut there. Couldn't make it. Luton Town was his last option.
Are you sure that article's not dated? Because I think we were tied to him back when he was in Everton.
Yeah.
Are you sure that wasn't? You got the date right on that?
You got the date wrong, yeah.
Oh, yeah, this came out like September 2015.
It's backdated.
Ah, shit.
I do want to tell you, though, that's not going to happen. And if it does happen, Man United have just been fleeced by Luton Town. So I don't think it's going to happen. But listen, it just goes to show when you put Man United in there, people click on it, they read it, they talk about it. Hell, we put it into our show, but I don't think that happens. I think that would be a poor buy. Ross Barkley is, I will say, 100% credit to the kid, having a hell of a year this year.
Yeah.
He has played very well.
How old is he?
Late 20s, 28-ish. Yeah, 28, 29.
We'll take him in MLS.
Yeah, I think that's a great spot for him.
Yeah.
I think give him another year with Luton or come to the MLS because that is where he needs to be.
He's
Not
30.
He's 30? He's 30. He's 30.
Damn it. I
Yeah.
want guys that are like 28 that are like, come to the
No, it ain't
MLS.
gonna
I'm
happen.
sick
No,
of
it's
this
not gonna
30-year-old.
So
not gonna
MLS,
happen.
I can
MLS.
dream, Nate. I can dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
Next.
So where's Ross Barkley going in the
Yeah,
MLS?
it's MLS. I could see him at
Philadelphia.
Charlotte.
Or Dean Smith.
Dean Smith
By
has
the way,
worked with
he's
him
turning
before.
31 at the end of the year. So
Oh.
Young age for the that's young for the MLS, my friend.
that is young. That is.
So he's going to go play next to Lee Westwood, right?
Yes,
That is-
exactly.
Ah.
That is.
Yep.
MLS is youth.
Yep, that is youthful for the MLS.
Oh, he might even be too young for
Yes.
Inter Miami.
Might
Yes, he is too young for Inter Miami.
actually very well me. Score update: LA Galaxy just scored. Dejan Joveljic, 1-0 LA Galaxy over
the former
Miami.
former Bundesliga guy from Frankfurt.
No idea. No
Sure.
idea.
Where did they get him from?
No
Leverkusen?
idea.
One of them.
All right, you want to hear some more rumors?
Go for it.
Thomas Tuchel to Barcelona or Man United in the summer.
Oh no, not Man United.
This is straight from Mauricio Romano's newsletter, and I'm looking at it going,
Is this newsletter
What?
just pure?
I mean, you just
clickbait?
ask
I
people.
know.
You just text people, and they probably just give him BS.
I
you
don't
know?
see Tuchel at Man United or Barcelona. It makes no sense.
No.
It makes no sense. Where did they come up with this stuff? All right, the last one. Kevin De Bruyne apparently is in talks with Saudi Arabian teams.
Nah,
I don't see it happening.
I
No.
see him MLS.
You see him? Not next. Not this.
MLS.
Not another. Give it a couple of years though. Give it
How old
two,
is he?
Give it 2 or 3 years.
He's like 32.
32. I want to say yeah. I give it another 2 years. I think he's still. I mean, he played.
He'd
the
be a
other
big
night.
draw if the guy people.
He's been playing a couple of times in the last few weeks, and he's still
New York.
buzzing around.
New York.
Oh, that big time New York.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're owned
New
by the
York.
City Group. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Two-
It
So
makes sense.
2027, I think, is when they build their new stadium in the Bronx.
They do.
And I'm doing this. I don't even know
Yeah.
what this is, but
It's
it's
like,
not
you're
a
like
thing.
a traffic controller
It's a
with
thing.
this. It's a
Thing
thing.
now.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a Manchester. This is a Man City group. Manchester
Yeah, Man City Group. Yeah.
The
They
Man
both
City
have
group
city
thing.
in their name.
Yeah.
You know when they move that new stadium in the Bronx, NYCFC, they are gonna just.
They're gonna need a
get,
big name.
Yes.
You
they're
don't
gonna
even
get
have to
a few.
tell them. You don't even have to tell them.
Yeah.
You just
He won't even know.
surprise.
You just.
Hey, this is a little bit different, is it? No, it's not. Go out
It's
there.
the same colors. You're good.
Where-
It is. You're the same. Yeah.
Where's Ernie Holland? I couldn't make it today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Where's Pep?
You know they'll take a few of the guys. They'll probably try to find another Man City guy that is on the older side that they'll take
Yeah, on
as
the
well.
older side. Yeah,
Yeah.
but the rumors it kind of blew me away. I'm like, there's no way he's looking at Saudi Arabia. That's just BS in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just doesn't
I don't know.
doesn't compute.
After Jordan Henderson was like, F this, I don't think a lot of English players are going to be looking to
Yeah,
there now.
Jordan Henderson, obviously, as we all know,
unless,
has
unless
quit.
you originally are coming from that area, I don't think you're going back to that
Right.
area.
I think people.
It's a culture shock.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
culture shock. I think players are going to be leaving. I think Firmino leaves soon. I think Mane leaves soon.
So you
They don't want to finish their careers
can't
there.
really convince me that a Belgian-born boy shipping off to England is going to be too keen, and that spent time in Germany is going to be too keen on going
No.
over there.
Over there.
Just I can't.
I think the MLS is a perfect landing spot for Kevin De Bruyne, and I don't think it's because he's getting older. I think it's because he just wants something different.
Market.
He'll be finished. Nice little payday, but I think he'll still be good enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
By the way, I have some rumors as well. Some Waz rumors.
We are soccer rumors.
Yeah,
We-
Yes.
We have rumors
we do.
inside of our like.
We do.
Okay.
Hey, it's almost like you know someone who might run this thing, huh?
I was gonna say, but we can dispute some of these rumors pretty
Yeah.
dang quick.
Yeah.
It's a rumor that I gotta pee.
Well,
Rumor is correct. Everyone's like, why is Nate so jittery right now?
'cause he's got to pee.
Ah!
What's Nate doing? Don't drink 3 cans during one show.
It seemed like a good idea.
No, it was not. What are the
So I got a
rumors?
message on the Waz Instagram that you have a relative in the Bronx.
I have a relative in the Bronx.
Yeah, apparently.
Relative and a
Relative.
you have a
They
relative.
want to send us a video, apparently.
Didn't this already happen?
No, they not. Not from the Bronx.
What? Is it real? I'm like, what's he? What?
All
I
Craig is just like, are you signing me up for more work?
Yes.
Do I have to take more videos from like relatives, long distance relatives who want in on this?
Let's don't and say you did.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll talk about this rumor at the end because I don't know about that.
I tried.
I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
We will see about that.
Fair enough.
Maybe we'll do a spin or two of Wheel of Randomness. Let's do one. Let's do one and see how it goes. Lots of soccer to get to this week, friends. Watch and then join in on the groups. Wheel of Randomness. All right, Brooks, this is all you, buddy. You're spinning. You're asking. You're reading. What do we got?
All right, one of Danny's questions. What is your favorite soccery memory from your childhood?
Soccer memory from our childhood?
Yeah.
Oh. You want me to go first?
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
Got one. One of my favorites. So my dad was a former professional player. At the age of 36, he retired from the big leagues, and he came down and played for a lower division team. And it was like any of the teams we would play on today. My brother Glenn, as you know, watches the show a lot of times, was sitting on the bench next to some of the guys. And my dad, the ball went into the box, and he cleared it out. And the ball came straight at us. And I moved out of the way, and it smacked Glenn right in the face. And he went, whoop, right off the bench, fell on the floor screaming. My dad had to come running over, be subbed out, and take care of him. He was fine. Just a little brain damage.
Little concussion,
Glenn.
huh?
Little concussion, brain damage. He's fine.
Yeah.
But yes, one of my favorite youth soccer memories. Didn't even really involve me.
Yeah.
But my family. Brooks, what's one of your memories there?
Jeez. I mean, way back in the day, like probably this could be like end of 9v9, maybe beginning of 11v11, like U12, U13.
So like 3 years ago?
Sure.
Yep.
Sure, because I still drink chocolate milk. And,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I just remember this like when I was playing for Birmingham Blazers when they were a club back in the day. That I had one hell of a season where I didn't let one goal in.
You didn't.
I was a goalkeeper.
You were a goalkeeper. You didn't let one goal in.
Correct. That whole entire season. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's what kind of defense?
It never got any better after that. So
it all went downhill from there. You should have just
Yes.
retired at that point, my friend.
Yes.
Should have been done.
Correct.
All right, Nate. Soccer memory from youth. One of your favorites. What do you got?
The year is 1995.
Setting the scene.
Oh, how old were you, Nate?
Fresh from England on a foreign exchange program, a teacher arrived in a small Texas town to take a ragtag group of kids.
Is this a movie?
Yes, I think
Closer
so.
them
Is it
into
the Big Green?
greatness. And only with the help of a certain assistant coach who is a sheriff, Steve Gutenberg,
Yes, it's the Big Green.
were they able to overcome the big city rivals
The Knights.
and forge history, victory. I'm not sure if it was a movie. To be honest with you, I think it was a documentary. Something that actually happened.
Oh, like the Miracle on Ice.
I'm
right?
pretty sure it was.
This is the Miracle in Texas.
I'm pretty sure it was a true story, just like Rocky, Predator, and Commando.
All together in one for a movie or documentary.
Documentaries.
Yeah.
All of them are documentaries.
Is this-
I still won't go in the woods because of Predator.
Were you the person who put on the Facebook group or asked a question, list out what's your one favorite? Did you put the Big Green?
Yeah. Well, I was a little disappointed that nobody said the Big Green.
Yeah.
I was also a little bit disappointed nobody said Shanghai Noon. And then someone said, "Oh, I said Shanghai Noon." I went back there and never saw it. But
I want to put Air Bud on there.
no, that's just ridiculous. Dogs don't.
Isn't that a basketball movie?
No,
Dogs.
well, he also was a
No
they did all
dog.
the different sports. They did football, soccer. I think it was Air Bud World Pup. They called it.
Oh,
No dog can
Yes.
be that athletically gifted.
It's not as good as Bluey, but come on.
All
right, next
one
one.
is phenomenal. I will tell you, like that Facebook group question that we had blew
Oh
up.
my God,
It had like
so many.
60 freaking comments in the first 2 hours. It was
Yes.
bizarre. It blew up. All right, we're gonna do one more question
Yes.
of Wheel Randomness, then call it a day. What do we got? Let's go. Roll, spin, read, Brooks.
All right, out of the four of us, who would be the best babysitter?
Best babysitter?
Yes.
Oh my word. That's
Danny's included in this question.
That's gonna be. It's not Danny. Danny would end up getting a phone call from like his hot girlfriend and then leaving.
Yes.
The kids all alone.
Cook dinner yourself.
Hold on. Out of the four of us, two of us have had actually background checks on a yearly basis because they work with kids. I just answered your question.
Because your soccer
I
coach
just answered your question.
Listen. I absolutely get it.
Do I want to go with the guy who hates everything with the black hat, or the guy who is not mature enough to order an adult beverage at a bar, or the two guys with actual goddamn certifications to work with kids and risk management and health, safety, concussion reports?
If you'd let me finish.
No!
I was going to go no to Danny because you'll get a phone call from his girlfriend and then leave, and then the kids are just playing by themselves. Brooks is actually one of the children that we'd have to be looking after.
Yeah.
I don't like children, so the only obvious answer here is Nate.
Here's why I'm the best goddamn candidate for this shit, okay? You ever seen a movie when shit goes down on a house and you need a goddamn action hero with kung fu ninja chops and equipped to use most knives as deadly weapons and trained in hand-to-hand combat skills? No. I am that goddamn man, all right? You got any type of terrorist breaking into your house to somehow steal your kid's blackmail?
I'm calling you.
Oh, Nate's there. Why? Because he's angry and has to pee because he drank 3 salt waters. He asked me a question about this shit. Can we move on?
We
gotta pee.
Did you drink that? What's in that?
These are
can?
caffeine-free, goddammit!
You sure it's not Red Bull?
Caffeine-free my ass.
What kind of soccer question is this shit anyways on the wheel of
I don't know.
random?
Was that a Danny question or was that a you question?
That was me.
That was a you question.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Does that even count?
No.
I'm actually so disappointed I don't even have to pee anymore.
Yeah.
You wasted my time with that shit?
I don't know what to
We
tell you.
can do one more because we got 5 minutes.
No, we're good. We're going to wrap it because he's got to pee. I can see
I
it.
don't have to do it anymore. My pee has been so turned off by that question,
by the way,
and
my
it
answer-
shot back up into my bladder, and I'm actually good.
My answer was Nate, by the way.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it was going to be Nate, for sure.
Who in the right mind wouldn't pick me? I'm goddamn lovable.
People like me.
Nobody likes you.
I know.
People like me.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, that's garbage. All right.
People like me.
He gave himself the applause thing again. Oh, my word. All right, guys.
You though? Wouldn't you?
I mean, I would if I controlled
would.
it, but
Yeah.
he won't let me
You
control
did
it.
this.
He
This
won't let
is
me
your
control it.
creation.
Yeah, I know.
You can blame yourself.
Yeah, I should blame myself.
That's on you. You
is.
take a mulligan for that. You go have a long walk with Jesus, stare yourself in the mirror, have a conversation, sort your business out.
Will do. All right.
Hey,
Soccer World.
people like me.
Soccer World, thank you
I
for
like
the
you.
love and support you show us. Next Level Training, thank you for the love and support. We really appreciate it. Michigan Jags, really appreciate you guys. Love the fact that our kids play for you. Love the fact that any kid can go there regardless of skill level and age. Appreciate you guys. Thank you to Thomas McGee's. Get down to Thomas McGee's for all the soccer games. They got TVs, they got supporter groups, and lots of beer. It's a good time. All right, for this week on the Weekly Recap of We Are Soccer, we're out. Cheers.